about to get the show going, all right? I'm just saying, let's get started, all right? Y'all ready? Here we go.
It's Britney, bitch.
I'm your often imitated but never duplicated, slightly accentuated host, and I'm here for y'all today. Gentlemen, how was y'all weekend?
I guess I'll go first because, I am full after all. It's been...
Real quiet after that, right? Come on,
Yeah.
man. Match energy, man. Hey, match the energy. Come on.
All right, I'll start. Okay. It's been all right. Actually, I got to watch Wrestlemania, so my time schedule of sleep has been literally nothing at the moment.
Yeah, I can.
Because,
Yeah.
freaking Christ. And watching, what did I watch? Attack on Titan season 4, so the first 12 episodes. You can boo all you want, you freaking foot.
We already starting this. Nah. That's not how this works, all right? Look, Attack on Titan is garbage. Yeah, I said it. Okay, I put it like this. I watched 18 episodes. 18! And it took 18 episodes for me to say, you know what, I tapped out. Because all I saw was the horror and the training and the prayers and taking the vitamins and all that shit. And then when they actually
He'll tell you, yeah.
they got
Oh, God.
in like 30 seconds.
That's true.
What
I'll give you that.
the
It
fuck
was
was
it.
for? They had
When
a
it takes a while to
montage,
get built up
montage.
to learn other things, but in this season actually was pretty good because Eren goes nuts. He just flips on.
It don't matter if you go nuts,
I
it's
can't
crazy.
fucking well, the first 2 episodes were pretty much built up to the war that's happening in the next part of the season. So I'm looking forward to that, but pretty much it's not that fun.
It's not. Oh well. Hey,
And
if you're
pretty much
Attack on
plays
Titan
Xenoverse
fans,
2
look, if you're an
because
Attack
I
on
felt
Titan
like playing
fan,
it again because it's a fun game. So that's pretty much it.
I put it like this. I will say that at this point, y'all got to be kidding me. That I'm going to have to sit here and watch the rest of Attack on Titan. I'm not trying to do that right now. I'm not trying to.
See? Uncultured.
The crowd's uncultured. Hold on. They said that my microphone is a little low. Let me bring it up a little bit, all right? Wait a minute. Hold up. I'm bringing up the mic a little bit. There we go. How about that? Since they said it was a little quiet. Look, I put it like this. All right? At the end of the day, if you're an Attack on Titan fan,
No.
I'm okay with that.
No.
You said no?
No. Attack on Titan. I'm with you. Like Attack on Titan. No. It's complete trash. I can't watch it.
I couldn't get into it either.
This is all abuse
And-
about me for UK citizens. All abuse.
The people that think otherwise is literally on this podcast, and that's about it. I really think that there's probably 4 people on the planet that just do not like Attack on Titan.
I think we're the 4 people.
And you know what? I think that's okay.
Yeah, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. I'm not going to knock on it, but I'm going to get my jokes off. I don't want to hear that shit.
If you enjoy something, enjoy it.
Yeah, if you enjoy it, enjoy it. But I'm gonna get my jokes up on this fucking thing. I mean, look, like I said, I sat there and watched it, and the entire time, like I said, when they start getting killed, I started laughing. I was just laughing. I was like, yo, they're getting body free. The game, don't get me wrong, the game looked good. I haven't played it. The game actually looked pretty good. But the anime, man, I was like, yo, just go sit down. Go sit down. Go lay down. Go take a nap.
I've seen all I needed to see of Attack on Titan. That was like 3 episodes. I was like, look, this is stupid.
Yeah, like I said, I gave it a real chance. I went 18 deep. I went 18 deep. No, pause on that. All right. 18 deep. Pause.
Here's the biggest question.
Go ahead.
Here's the biggest question. This is a pick your poison. Will you rather watch Sword Art Online or Attack on Titan?
First off, I don't watch Sword Art Online because I'd rather watch Dot Hack. I'd rather watch Dot Hack because that's all Sword Art Online is. It was like they were playing.
I don't know. I'd rather poke my eyes out than watch any of those. But that's me.
It was 18 deep. Yep, I went a hard 18 deep into the series and was like, I'm done. Pause. Again. Stop my time.
Yeah, I'll say this though: the Sword Art Online games are better than the fucking anime.
Well, yeah, I mean the Dot Hat games are fun too. I mean, it's.
I love the Dot Hat games.
All right, how was everyone else's weekend?
Mine was okay. I mean, I got most of my new setup. I gotta build my new desk computer for when I come back from food shopping.
Okay. See, listen, everyone, after the first pod, everyone went and got some more stuff. Just like me, I went and got a new setup too. But let me tell y'all, when I say that I was firing shots, baby, it was true. Because I went to the gun range this weekend. I was shooting all types of shit. And it's funny. Let me tell y'all something about the gun range real quick, all right? I went to the gun range, and I started with the small gun, right? And everyone in there, pop, 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 pop. There's a lot of women in there, right? Pap, pap. Soon as I put out the big gun, here come all the big titty women coming over and watching me shoot it. Really? Really? I mean, this is where we going right now. And you have,
I guess women like big guns, huh?
And the boyfriends start coming over and looking. What are you doing, fam? What are you doing? What you think I'm doing? I'm shooting. What you do? Be over there looking at your own gun? And then the one dude, I guess he felt a little intimidated, so he pulled out his gun. And to be honest, I liked his gun better. Pause. Again. Pause.
Right.
He had a silencer on his gun. So
write that down, fellas. All the single fellas out there want to meet some big titty bitches.
I'm telling you,
want to take the biggest gun to the gun range.
Look, when they say chicks dig the long ball, chicks dig the big gun. I mean, for real. It was just shots over shots, but when he was firing, it was quiet. It was like pew 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 pew. It sounded like Call of Duty. I was like, damn, that shit is quiet. That shit quiet. I was like, damn.
But wait a minute, what about sniper rifles though? Those are big guns.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a sniper rifle. No, he had a regular. He had the same gun I had. I had MP15. He had the same thing. And you want to know what happened? He just modded his out. That's all he did. He put a different barrel on it, and he put a like I said, a suppressor on it. That's all he did. But his gun was like, my gun's all black. His was like all tan and fatigued, militaried out. Was the last time I went shooting? Another guy had a red AR. He had a red gun. I'm like, y'all been playing Call of Duty too much.
He was playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, y'all been playing too much Call of Duty. Like, yeah, who goes around with a red gun?
So he got some good rolls on and some skins there.
Yeah, for real. So it was just like, all right, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
How was everyone else's weekend so far? I mean, over the weekend. I'm sorry.
Mine was pretty chill, pretty laid back. Got a rake. Yeah, we didn't have a rake. Can you believe that? Can you believe that?
That's the highlight of the weekend, a rake?
Highlight of my weekend, yeah. It's buying a rake to play,
I'm doing one at the weekend.
Hey, that's how it was, man. I mean, these leaves been here in my front yard for who knows how long. Now we finally got a rake. Days are numbered. Days are numbered, leaves.
Well, it
telling
seems
you that
like
right now.
Everyone had somewhat of a chill weekend other than me. So I mean, I guess that's okay. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Then I'm
no. You know what?
I am not fun with the microbes. Fuck off.
No. Actually, you know what? We also had hot pot. We also made hot pot this weekend. That's right.
Oh,
you ever had hot pot before?
Anyone?
No.
Okay.
Never had hot pot. Anyone?
I don't think so.
No.
With hot
Okay,
pot.
so let me tell you what hot pot is. Let me tell you what hot pot is. Okay, so hot pot is it's a Chinese dish. And there's various there's all different kinds of variations of it, like depending on what country it is.
Mm-hmm.
But we did the Chinese style one where you just get like basically like a bunch of different cuts of really thinly sliced meat. It's like you get pork, you can get beef, different cuts of beef, and they're all really, really thinly sliced. And you get this pot of just broth, oil, chilies, and you just have it over this. I bought a portable little gas stove, and I got it at H Mart over here.
So you just let it cook and simmer?
Well, kind of. Think of it like Chinese fondue. You just grab your meat. Yeah, and you put it in there, and then you take it out and you eat it.
Stop my time. You just can't be talking about grabbing your meat on here.
Just grabbing your meat.
I had to check you on that one. I mean, I'm
You gotta
sorry.
grab your meat.
Go ahead.
No, but you know, you can. I mean, you can put tofu. You could put whatever kind of vegetables in there.
Just have all.
And it's really great. But you know, there is one rule though, is that you never want to eat. Apparently, there's a rule: you never want to eat hot pot with anyone you don't like, because it's a pretty social thing.
Yeah.
So you always want to make sure you're surrounded by good company.
It's a trap.
We do have one. We do have one guy that one of our childhood friends, and he came over for hot pot before, and Doom over here, he gets so pissed off at him because he'll just start throwing shit in there. He started throwing mushrooms, green beans, started throwing like 4, 5, 6 pieces of meat in there at once. It's like, hold on.
Wait, you got all kinds of people's meat. You got all kinds of people's meat in the pot? That's a little bit too much meat. And y'all had the nerve to say that I went 18 deep. I mean, come on now.
Boil that shit.
Oh, God damn it.
I'm just saying, the jokes write themselves. I'm just saying.
But you know, it was a pretty good time, except for just honestly watching Doom and this guy just go at it. Anytime this dude would breathe, Doom is like, you really have to do that? He's always just up his ass the whole time, and it's fucking hilarious. I wish I could just record it.
I was gonna say,
just,
you gonna record it next
so
time?
you can see. Yes. The dude could like just be chilling off in the corner, having a beer, and just minding his own business, and then here comes Doom like, what are you doing over there? Yeah, he just and it bothers him so much. And it's funny because our roommates there are like, they're like, wow, Patty's like really he's really pissing off.
That's our friend.
Okay. So you're just really aggressive with him pretty much when he comes over.
Everyone notices that except Doom.
It's because he comes in, he shows up a little drunk already as it is, and then
he pregame.
He becomes the annoying drunk person. Like for some reason, whatever it is, he has to turn his like phone up like full blast, like so to listen to like random ass music, and then just like since it's in a kitchen, it's like it echoes, so it amplifies the sound.
Okay.
Yeah,
man.
I don't know. You know,
it's like he's almost deaf or something like that, so he has to do that. And I'm like, chill.
So you put him in check every second of the time he there.
Yeah, and then he says, and then he goes, and then Doom's like, hey, you better not touch Kelly's beer. Don't touch his beer. I'm watching
his beer. What are we going to do? Was it serpent?
No, he can't drink. Oh, no.
Well, no. For the no touching of the beer thing is that was asked by him. He asked us to make sure he doesn't take his beer because he gets angry when that happens.
You know, I've been to a number of parties where someone takes someone else's beer and it starts an all-out brawl, and I think that should be something that we need to talk about because, I mean, let's be real here. If you're in a room with like 20 people, all right, because it's a house party. You should be able to keep, I don't care how much you're drinking, how much beer pong you're doing, you have to keep yourself composed to know which beer is yours. Because as soon as someone says, hey, man, you took my beer, that's it. Even if you apologize, it's not going to matter. Even though there's a case of beer sitting right there, even though y'all swapping when it comes to beer pong and using the same fucking cups, everyone's going to argue over that bottle.
Here's the only exception to that rule. Here's the only exception to that rule. If Vin Diesel says you can have any beer in here, then you gotta listen to the man.
Yeah, you have to listen to the person.
That was a Fast and Furious joke.
Yeah, you gotta listen to the person who's running the party at that point. But you got to be kidding me that people are gonna start fighting over someone taking the beer. Now, if this guy, like I said, this guy told y'all, look, keep me in check because the beer. You know what I mean? Keep me in check. I can understand why Doom was just like, yo, watch your step. You know what I mean? No half step in here. I get that. But it's like also I think it's just like y'all got to be kidding me that this is going to be something.
This ain't the first.
Yeah,
this ain't the first time. This ain't the first time this happened. I mean, they're brothers, so they're just gonna
Okay, all right. Cool.
It's something that's been going on for who knows how long. But every time he comes over, he really just pisses off Doom. Just by his mere existence, there will just piss off Doom. So
sometimes.
Sometimes. You know who was pissed off not too long ago? You know who's pissed off? Florida man. That was a dope though. All right, let's get into it. Florida man steals ambulance. That's right, Florida man. Florida man steals the ambulance and gets stuck in the mud. How you steal an ambulance and get stuck in the mud? What possessed you to just come out of nowhere and be like, yo, that ambulance is free right now. I'm gonna take it. Like, what the fuck?
Maybe you're thinking the vaccine's in there. Get it, quick.
I hear. Well, it's funny you say that about the vaccines and everything, but you know what? I think the main cause of all this is that there's probably an abundance of meth. I don't know. I've never been to Florida.
Yeah, probably there isn't. Because I mean, like, the guy literally, like, the whole story goes apparently like this. The medical people, they take the patient into the hospital because they arrive at the hospital. They wheel the patient into the building. The vehicle's empty, and for whatever reason, this guy just gets it in his head to just jump into an ambulance and drive off with it.
Then crash.
And supposedly, when the medics came back out, they saw it was gone. And then some miles up the road, he drove it off into a ditch into the mud.
And got stuck and was like, well, like what?
I mean, how long was he actually driving it for? Was this right still in front of the hospital, or how far did he go?
Right from the hospital where they drop off the patients, and they were inside wheeling the patient inside while they.
How far did he get before he got?
He got a couple of miles up the road before everything.
Does it really matter?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it does matter. Like, I mean, it's like maybe he went to McDonald's first. Maybe he went. Maybe.
Could you imagine the ambulance in a drive-through?
Well, you know what? No, I doubt it. I doubt that he went to McDonald's, because if you're high on meth, you're not going to be hungry enough to eat.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know. You got some experience?
No. Actually, you know what? Yes. Actually, you know what? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because I lived with crackheads before, and I'll tell you this: they don't eat, but the place will be spotless. I'll say that right now. I live with crackheads. Yeah. No. No. They'll clean. They'll clean everything.
You're not going to refute that?
Okay. Look. I'm just saying, like, I've lived with crackheads before, and man, they are something else. It is. Look, okay, especially in Doom's room. Especially in Doom's room. Okay, where Doom used to, where Doom stays now, there used to be some loud meth head sex. Loud, nasty meth sex in his room, and you can hear that shit. I'm just saying. And they are some of the loudest, nastiest.
I can see the sponsors now dropping us. I'm just saying.
But like I said, I mean the place was spotless, just not their room. I mean everything else. I mean the living room, everything was. I mean it was meth sex, exactly. Meth.
You know, you go to raves and you always heard the stories about taking E and having sex on E and all that type of stuff, ecstasy, you know, Molly or whatever you would call it these days. But meth sex? No.
Okay, no.
I don't know anything about that one. Sorry.
Dude cut a vacuum cleaner box up and then made a glory hole out of it, and then they had meth sex in his room.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
He said, we're just going to act like the rest of this is there, like the wall. We're just going to pretend. All right, that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the cardboard box and put a hole in it.
No. Because we found this. I found that in their room. Once they moved out, I was like, what the fuck is this? There's a hole in it. And there was some nasty shit. I was like, what the fuck, dude? And I don't know what goes through a meth head's mind, but you know what?
All over the place.
Speaking of meth heads,
it's probably an idea like a mile a minute.
He said, I want the contact without looking at your face. That's what he said. That's what the box is for. Like, okay.
Look. But speaking of all that, there's also that leads me to another Florida man.
Okay.
Where there was a Central Florida man charged with COVID relief plot arrested in Croatia.
What?
Yeah, he got arrested in Croatia. So this guy, he allegedly received over 7.2 million in coronavirus relief funds.
Okay.
After
okay, I know what you're doing.
non-existent employees and loan applications.
Oh yeah, I remember the story. Yeah, you commit fraud.
Yeah. This is about maybe 3 days ago or so. So he was Croatian police confirmed the arrest Wednesday and said that in a statement that a U.S. citizen was detained on an international warrant on the border of Slovenia Sunday and handed over court in Croatia. So yeah, he had 3 counts of aggravated identity theft and 3 counts of illegal monetary transactions.
Okay, now hold on. Before we get started, I need to address the fact that he had 3 counts of aggravated identity theft. Now,
that's exactly what I was about to go into.
Yeah,
how do you get aggravated identity theft?
How did you get aggravated?
Give me your identity.
Steal someone's identity. How is that even a thing? Like aggravated assault is someone who taunts you until you punch them. You know what I mean? Aggravated identity theft, though? I bet you can't steal my identity. What you gonna do? That's what it sounds like.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
Oh my god!
I really don't. I
don't
understand it either.
Yeah, it sounds weird. It just does. But I don't know, man.
I think the moral story here is that Florida man is capable of anything.
Yeah, he is.
You know what? He should be the state's like personal superhero or something like that.
He's an action movie waiting to happen. Florida man every time.
Man, it'll be Florida man going to the sea, going, "Hey, I'm gonna fix the whales. Oh, I'm just gonna throw them out the ocean."
Well,
there's one last headline.
Okay, go ahead.
Last headline here. This one's kind of dark, but also really weird.
Okay.
Florida man urinates on self to try and wash away evidence of sexual assault on girl.
What? How? How do you? I'm just gonna piss all over myself, and that's gonna get rid of all the DNA. What?
I mean, R. Kelly, whatever. I'm just saying, dude.
Bro,
I'm just saying. I don't understand that.
Florida man. That's not how you do it, Florida man. I respect your hustle, but what? Jesus Christ,
Florida man. It says Miami man uses urine and water in attempt to wash away evidence of sexual assault on a girl. A 33-year-old Miami man was arrested. Let me see. It says right here. He says, it says after assaulting the girl in a racetrack gas station parking lot in northern Indian River County.
Wait, racetrack still exists?
I guess so, out there.
It's Miami. Everything still exists.
And he said he drove to a Walgreens, bought a Plan B emergency contraception, which the victim took, deputies said. The victim told authorities that prior to the attack, he kept adding her on Snapchat that even though she blocked him multiple times, he made her uncomfortable.
So
she left her house to meet him at night, according to the sheriff's office. Deputies said he tried to use urine and water to wash away the evidence after he was told he would be subject to a body search and that swabs from his body would be taken.
Y'all so lucky I don't have a C. Y'all so lucky I don't have the CSI shit set up. Yeah. I'd hit that shit hard.
My nigga Horatio Kane, son. CSI Miami. Put on them shades. Let's go.
Crazy. Like, come on, y'all. Look. Y'all gotta use your common sense. First off, you got the contraception, you got the Plan B, and you kept adding her. She blocked him, and he kept going. Get the message. It don't go over your head that much. You know what I mean? All right, sure, talk to me. That's the takeaway from this. Not keep going.
I think the takeaway is don't add 13-year-old girls on Snapchat.
I think that's the biggest pause. First off, I didn't hear the age till now. 13-year-old, huh? 13. Okay.
Oh, fucking hell.
Okay. Now, see, this is where you go. See, this is where, I mean, seriously, this is where you have to start calling people. I mean, what is wrong with people that you're adding 13-year-old girls on Snapchat? How old is this man? How old is he?
Where the fuck are the
He's got to be at least in his 30s, right?
Let me see. 33-year-old Miami man.
Boom! I was right.
33 years old, adding 13-year-olds. Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got him! That's all it is. We got him! Yeah, press F in respects to that man's entire life. It's over. But he brought it on himself. Maybe instead of using the cardboard box, he should have put a paper bag over his head. So no one can know who he was. Like at this point. That is crazy.
No reason for that, dude.
That is crazy. But you know who's worse than Florida Man? No. You know what's worse than Florida Man? No. Florida woman. That's right.
We got a Florida woman here, folks.
Florida woman fights girl at daughter's school with boxing gloves super glued on. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, me being
crazy.
Look. This is a little personal for me, okay? Because it's not about running up on kids' school, you know. But boxing gloves, you can tie them up. You can get the Velcro strap. Why the fuck do you have them super glued onto your hands? I'm trying to figure this out.
And in the article that I read about it, it's like she doesn't even say why she super glued the boxing gloves to her hands in the first place.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I just don't understand it. Like, okay, you want to run hands with a little kid? Look. Let's be real. Let's keep it 1,000% here. Some of you little motherfuckers get a little too much smart for some grown-ups. And when y'all start talking to some grown-ups or some grown-up shit, grown-ups gonna check you. They're gonna treat you like a man or a woman, like an adult. That's what's gonna happen. In this case, that actually wasn't the case here. Right? Daughter was being bullied. She said, stop bullying my daughter. Girls was like...
I think it was the way around.
What?
I think it was the victim was talking about it to the principal, and the bully's mother went to beat her up.
The bully's mother went to go beat her up.
I think so. I'm not too sure.
For real. The bully's mother. So she said, look, we a family of bullies. You're not going to try and bully my bully, so I'm going to out-bully all of you. That's what she did.
All the while super gluing boxing gloves to her hands.
So all while super gluing boxing gloves. Again.
There might be a lot of explanation for that, though.
Yeah.
What kind of obligation?
A lot of coke.
What could cause it to be where you're like, hey, let me just super glue some boxing gloves so these motherfuckers don't fall off?
Here's the explanation for that.
Okay.
Maybe she wanted to add more power to the gloves.
More power.
More power to the gloves.
You want more power to the gloves? You take the gloves off.
Hey, hold on.
Exactly.
Now maybe she went to the church. Maybe she went to the church with the super glue boxing gloves so she can get a blessing.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Hold on. Lesson works.
Okay. When you want to hit somebody harder with boxing gloves on, you go down in ounces. So a safe ounce, like if you're going to box, is like 16. Yeah, you take them off.
Somebody in the chat asked, did she super glue the gloves to her hands? My only guess is she probably had help.
She probably had help. So that means Florida Man again. Florida Man.
It was probably the Florida Man helping the Florida woman.
How did she drive to the school? Did she drive there with the boxing gloves on? How did she? I'm just trying to picture this. You know what I mean?
I think basically what she did, she just poured the gloves, like you stand them upright, stand them in there. You put your hands in, and she just poured the glue in it, and then just stuck.
Now here's the question:
like that. There you go.
Did she use Gorilla Glue?
I don't know. Like they don't specify what glue was used, but it was super glue nonetheless.
Questions answered. What is the point of journalists if I answer the right questions?
This is why we have warning labels, because people do stupid shit, and then next thing you know, it says, why does it have to really specify? Don't use in your hair. Who the fuck would use it in their hair? Or who the fuck would use it to super glue their hands in the boxing glove?
Simple answer for that one. Idiots. That's the answer. Don't use it in your hair. I'll fucking do it again.
No, did you hear? Okay, you know what? Did you hear about the whole thing? How they try to blame that on the white people?
Really? How?
The super glue in the hair? Because they said, white people, they try to blame it as racism. Because they were saying, because a black woman needs to feel like she has to have white girl hair.
No, we're not going there. We are going there.
Hold on, player.
Hold on, you're right. Hold on, player. All right, because somebody's going to have to go one-on-one with The Undertaker for this one. Hold on. Look, I'm going to have to say this right now. As a black man who has lived in the hood, all right, black people have always, and I will say this, always appropriated other cultures. Most cultures where they get their fake hair from, because a lot of people like to call it horsehair, it's from India. If you have not seen the documentary Good Hair on how black people go to such great lengths to look like, you know, should I say their European counterparts, because let's be honest here, this started a long time ago, back in the day when people were doing, you know, straightening their hair with perms and S-curls because they wanted to be more socially accepted. That at that time was racism. Little Richard and James Brown and stuff like that. That was racism. Today, you cannot say that. You cannot say that today. I'm not trying to hear that.
It's already an established.
They gonna come for me after this one. They gonna cancel my ass. I'm telling you, the sponsors have already left, so I got nothing to lose here. All right.
He's gonna stand there with his Captain America shield and be like, "Bring it."
Yo, that shield ain't gonna last me so long. They coming for me. But it's okay.
And then you're gonna get that one person that actually successfully does, and they're like, "So what did it cost you?"
Yeah, everything. I'm sorry. But speaking of cost, I guess we should get to it right now, gentlemen. Should we?
I guess.
Let's get going.
All right. We about to get into it, and I love it. I love it because of the fact that we going to talk about, because the fellas, they want to talk about this. Ladies, I hope y'all are okay with this, but we are going to talk about Korean big booty. Y'all want to
Korean booty sluts.
Booty sluts.
Boop, boop.
Y'all hear this?
We're heading into the weeds, folks. We're going into the weeds.
Booty sluts. You know what, cheeks. That's what we're doing right now. So, who wants to start this off? I just need to know.
Let's turn it over to Comet.
Okay.
No. This was him. I don't know anything about Korean booty sluts. I just know about booty sluts in general. Korean ones, I couldn't name one Korean booty slut for the life of me. You can hold a gun in my head and say, "Hey, name a Korean booty slut, or else I'll shoot you." You know what? I wouldn't be able to name one.
Well,
I don't know. I just like booty regardless.
Let me step in on this one, okay? Because first, I want to say Korean big booty sluts. You know, no anti-Asian hate here. We don't have that here. All right, there's no Asian hate here. All right, so we guys, so you know how it go down. All right, number one. Number two, while I do love the big booty sluts, the delegation for it, I am partial to the big titty, you know, sluts as well. So regardless of race, even Korean, we see it all the time. I'm okay with it. Now, we know that there's only a percentage of when it comes to, look at me trying to get into my math. Look at this, 33 and a third.
Let's go.
I'm about to get into my math.
Wait a minute, are you actually breaking out like a calculator or something right now?
No, this is all on top of the head.
You doing the calculations?
All on top of the head. I'm telling you, at this point in the game, all right, I said everyone already killed us already, so it don't matter. All right, 33 and a third when it comes to the big booty sluts. When it comes to Korean big booty sluts, about what 1% maybe. There's probably 1% difference unless you're a porn star, an adult entertainer probably. But I'm not mad. Now, as we know, over the course of this, as they say, he said, now they want to talk about the big bad booty daddy. Talk about big booty.
Big bad booty.
Hold on. Now that you brought that up, see, now that's the sacrifice part. 55 and a third of the big booty daddy.
See, this.
God damn it.
See, I went 33 and 1/3. He went 55 and a third. I think I was a little bit more accurate, but you never know. All right, we're not good at math, so it doesn't matter. However, I will say that it doesn't matter. I want to say this right now. Even though we're sitting here and we're having jokes, you know, no Asian hate. All booties matter. All titties matter. They all deserve love. Okay. All of them.
I think, what is it, like in this time, they don't like to be known as sluts, though. They like to be known as sex workers, right?
That shit that I didn't. I'm just going with it. Big
look, I'm
big
just
booty,
saying,
honest women. big booty women. I can change that shit
Look,
in a heartbeat.
I got
Y'all
nothing
named
respect
that
for
shit.
women.
Y'all
All right.
on misogyny mass today. That's y'all, not
We-
me.
we-
I have
we
tons of respect for the
women around
ladies.
here. And I remember, you know what? When I was with my ex, I said, you know what? I never call my bitch anything other than the only B word I call my bitch is beautiful.
Bitch anything.
All right.
What? Damn.
So I said, you know what? The only B word I call my bitch is beautiful. That was it.
He's trying to turn a negative into a positive. Everyone just like, oh.
I say, here's my thing. Because, you know, my friends joke, you know them event. My friends joke around when I say bitch all the time. I call anybody a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Part of my vocabulary.
You gotta be
Bitch
careful
this,
though,
bitch that.
because you know you call somebody a bitch in a different tone, they gonna get mad and want to fight. Them's fighting words. So you gotta be very careful. Look, there's different tones of bitch. There, hold on. There's bitch. The fuck you talking about, bitch? I'm that bitch. There's my bitch. Yo,
I'm a juggernaut, bitch. I'll be your pimp.
Yeah, it depends on the way you approach it. It depends on your tone. And I think women understand that too. Because if you just call them out, as soon as you call someone bitch, don't you call me out my name. Don't you do that. But they still want to be known as the baddest bitch in the room. There's a difference.
You know, that's the thing. They do want to do that. And the only other time it's okay to call a woman a bitch is in bed.
Some of them like it.
I'm being for real.
Yeah, some of them like it. Let's keep
some
it.
of them like it.
Yeah, some like it. Some of them like it. They want to be called that. Some of them want you to.
But you know what?
Some of them want you to slap them. Some of them really want you to slap them on their ass. I mean, it really depends on what they into. You know what I mean? I mean, hey, as you said earlier, some of them are in the cardboard. I mean, it depends on what you're doing.
but some of them. Now, here's when it's not okay to say bitch. Is when a woman calls a dude a bitch. Don't call me a bitch. I don't know where these females these days are getting off. This is where I'm saying I don't know where these women are getting this in their head, thinking it's okay to call a dude a bitch.
Because they
do that.
Look, hold on. We're gonna have to have this talk. No, we're gonna have to have this talk, okay? Because as far as I'm concerned, no, hold on. I'm gonna challenge you on that one. All right. Women feel as though they deserve to have the same power that men do. Okay. Sometimes they could be the dominant one in the relationship. I see it a lot of times.
That is true. That is true.
I see it at the gym. There's women who are married and their husbands are like snowflakes. I mean, literally, they will yell at them like they're a drill instructor. And they'd be like, okay, honey. That's all you hear from them. You know what I mean? Okay, that's all you hear. And it's like, so I do see it. So it depends. I guess it's an alpha attitude to have. And I hate to say that because not many men will accept that. Like you said, you don't like to be called a bitch. You want to be the one that calls bitch. But you also have to understand the flip side of that, where you're technically saying, I don't want to be on the same level as what I call you, even though we're looking for 50-50, equal relationship. Do I have this correct so far? I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're not wrong.
Okay.
You're not wrong.
I'm just making sure. All right. So, yeah, if you want to call, I mean, if she's okay with you calling her that, shit, it doesn't matter to anyone else in the world. If she's okay with you calling her that, because you know how people are. You gonna let him talk to you like that? Blah, 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 blah. Nah, if she's cool with it, then that's fine. If you're not cool with it, that's fine. Y'all know your boundaries. Y'all know that.
And some cool with it. This whole misogyny thing. I remember actually not too long ago, my aunt came to town when I was at my parents' house, and she had someone with her, and I was over there at my parents' place, and I called my mom woman, and she goes,
woman. Yeah.
Did you just call your mom woman?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
He does. He calls his dad old man too.
Old man. It depends on the tone, though, because that is the equivalent of bitch. It is.
No, but I called my mom. Yeah, and I called her woman, and she's like, and then she asked my mom. She goes, "Are you okay with him? Are you okay with that?" She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "My other daughter, she calls me woman too," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's just something." I was like, "Something we just always have." I just always called her woman. She just calls me boy, so that's just how it goes.
Boy,
and she just sat that she was just kind of stunned, like, Okay, all right. I guess I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, she can't say
That's okay, because sometimes they call me Wedo.
They call you what?
They call me Wedo.
Wedo?
What the fuck?
Jesus, what the fuck?
White boy.
Really? That's what they
Yeah,
call
yeah.
you.
Sometimes.
This is something new. I've never heard of that one. Okay. Yeah,
It don't bother me.
Yeah, from family to family, from individual to individual, it's always different. If someone's on the outside looking in, they may not understand that relationship, that comfort. You know what I mean? And you know how these days people get outraged so quick anyway that it don't matter. You know what I mean? Like, you could be having a private, conversation between y'all two, like you said, just like he just explained. And you're talking to your mom, and someone step in. Excuse me? Are you okay with that? Who the fuck is you to step in and say something? You know what I mean? Like, who are you? Like, that's what kills me. That's what kills me.
Yeah, it's like people.
It was.
Go on.
Now go ahead.
It's funny you're saying that. It was funny you're saying that because when you understand dynamics between different families or friends and whatnot. In fact, my roommate last night, he was just telling about one of his friends, and he used to call him Braxton James. You remember Doom? Braxton?
Yeah, I remember Braxton.
Yeah, his nickname. And he goes, yeah, he can't say his nickname out in public because you will get really pissed off. But let's just say he's of Asian descent, it starts with a C.
Wait, no. We got to.
But that's what I'm saying.
You got to say it on the air. You got to say it. Right? I'm putting you on.
But okay. The dude. Okay, we all know this guy by his name.
Okay.
He's honestly our friend. He's cool with it. He's never said anything wrong because that's just how us friends are. But we call him Chinky. That's his name. It's always been his name.
He's cool with that. That's the weird part. Like, I mean, he's all right with it. He don't care. He didn't care.
Didn't we just get finished talking about, no Asian hate? Y'all bring Asian hate to the pod. Like, it's all good. I mean, like I said, if he's okay with, that's him. I can't say nothing for it, but as an outsider looking in, if I'd have saw that, I'd be like, yo, what's wrong with you? See, again, that's me.
Yeah, he didn't. No, I'm serious. Like, he didn't really care that people were calling him that. He just.
That's just his name.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's honestly his name.
I'm just saying, Comment, you were next to me right now. We are completely canceled. There's no coming back for us.
It's just me, Cody, and Ben now.
And it's funny because my roommate was saying like, oh yeah, like I remember back then I used to say, hey Chinky, and then nowadays I can't even do that in public because I'm pretty sure someone will fucking give me shit about it.
You
know what?
Yeah,
You're probably right.
Look, it's not even just names. I was watching a show last night where the guy was doing his job at the hospital, and he was sitting there with a bottle of booze and cigarettes. And the lady came in and was talking to him while he was drinking and smoking, and not one word was said about it. And I was like, you know what? Back then, you could do some shit like that. You could, as long as you got the job done. Yeah. Just don't go too crazy. Now, oh my God, I can't believe you smoking here, blah, blah, blah. You would hear everything.
Oh, man. People lose their mind.
Anything. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get away with a drink. Well, he was intoxicated. How much do you see him drink? He just poured a little in the glass. But that doesn't mean he didn't have a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be something. So it's a little different in these times as it was back then. And I think that's why people today get so upset at these new people. Like I said, we just saw not too long ago in Philadelphia. What was it? They said on Twitter that Sylvester Stallone he was at Donald Trump's golf course or whatever. He's taking pictures with Trump.
Oh yeah, with Mar-a-Lago, yeah.
And people was like, Stallone is canceled. I'm like, yo, we're in Philly. Used to live right next to fucking Stallone. He used to live in the same neighborhood as us. We don't give a fuck if he's supporting Trump. We don't care. If we don't care, why should you? Like, it doesn't make sense. Oh, he's canceled. Says who? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Like, why? He took a photo with the guy. Sure, people don't like him, but still.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you don't like him, that's cool. That's your prerogative. That's fine. I don't like Trump either. But here's the thing. I'm not going to jump on Sylvester Stallone simply because he took a picture with him or he was at his golf course. Guess who else was at his golf course? Brett Favre been there. So many athletes have been there, and you didn't cancel them. So why all of a sudden? You know what I mean? Like, we don't care. We don't care here. We got the news out here. We was like, oh, well, so what? And we kept it moving. Like, you don't understand. But speaking of understanding, we have some news for y'all, okay? For those who don't know, we have a live-action Gundam coming out, and I'll put it like this. I know we talked about Gundam a lot. Y'all gonna have to get used to us Gundam boys around here, all right? Look, us big robot fans. A live-action Gundam coming out, and the director is the director, I believe, and the producer from Kong Skull Island. But before we get into that, I gotta pour one out for Kong because he got smoked by Godzilla. I gotta pour one out for him to give him the F. I'm sorry, we talked about it last week, but still, I watched it again the other night. I did.
Oh, such a good movie, man. Such
It is. So yeah, live action Gundam. Now, do anyone want to start this, or y'all want me to start this?
Well, I like.
If you want to, go for it.
All right,
I'll
well,
say
look,
something.
we know that this is not the first live action Gundam. However, I believe G Savior was the first live action Gundam.
Yeah. G Savior.
This one is done by Legendary Pictures, so it's their first live action Gundam. Okay, so that's how we're going to tie that up real quick. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, we have the technology, gentlemen. You know what I mean? We can rebuild it. We can make it. You know? I mean, we saw how Pacific Rim did before they decided to put out that garbage sequel. And do not get me started on that anime. Don't get me started. All right? Because it's all types of ass cheeks. But like I said, if they get the right people and they get the original creators involved, this can do some justice. I think Gundam has been...
If they keep an eye on it really closely, like Netflix is the one that's making this.
Yeah.
So it's the guy that
I don't have a
directed
problem with Netflix doing it.
Kong Skull Island, right?
Yeah. Well, Netflix didn't do Kong Skull Island. They didn't do that. They didn't produce that. No.
No. I'm saying the director of
Yeah,
this
the
one.
director's from Kong Skull Island.
Yeah,
So
his
he
name
has-
is Jordan Voight Roberts.
Now,
Yeah, I saw the headline and I saw the dude's beard and I was like, okay, that's not what I imagined. Someone that would direct Kong Skull Island, but I have no idea what I was expecting.
Now this is what we
but-
know so far. I mean, this is not the first time we've seen again Gundam in action. Okay, we saw when this came out, we heard a lot of they're gonna mix Gundam into the Godzilla, the MonsterVerse and all. We got that with Ready Player One. We saw
Sure did.
RX-78 go up against Mechagodzilla.
Mechagodzilla.
We saw that, and it looked damn good. You know what I mean? So if they gave us that much of a scene, I can only imagine what they're going to do with this movie. You know what I mean? Like
The only I can say, like, look at how many anime movies that have come out and are being clusterfuck.
Dragon Ball Evolution sucks.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we don't have a good
Bleach
track
sucked.
record. We know that.
Death
but
Note
if you're getting
sucks.
the director from Kong Skull Island, and Kong Skull Island was really good. I mean, let's be honest here. Every type of big monster movie like this, like I said, Pacific Rim had a problem with it. Godzilla had a problem with it. Kong had a problem with it. The humans are absolutely stupid. We know that.
They're pretty useless, if anything.
Yeah, they are. We don't come to see humans talk. We come to see big things fight. Okay? That's what we come for. So I'm expecting the same thing. But see, Gundam's a little bit, I guess, different because there's a lot of politics involved in Gundam. We know that.
Here's the only problem I have with Godzilla versus Gundam and all that. It could work, but at the same time, Godzilla's big. Gundam is only going to come up to about his kneecap.
Well, we saw that
So we're gonna have to-
Ready Player One. Gundam was very small
Yeah.
compared to Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, that was pretty much good scaling right there between the two.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how they're going to do the scaling. Maybe if they keep it like that, then yeah, just like you said in Ready Player One. But a Gundam live action movie would be interesting. And also the cast, and I wonder which storyline they're going to follow. Probably Universal Century, probably Amuro.
So here's the question: can Char beat Godzilla?
Char got
Can
Charzilla?
Red Comet? Can Char
No,
beat Godzilla?
Char could be Godzilla. He for sure can. Here's the reason why. And let me list these.
Oh no, he did not go there. No.
Hold on, man. Godzilla? Nah, man. Char ain't being
Okay,
Godzilla.
See, here we
What
go.
is Godzilla
Here we
gonna
go.
do
This
if
is
he's
exactly what I was
flying
looking
around?
for.
Okay, what is Godzilla gonna do if he's flying around his head? He can't do anything. He's gonna sit there. He can take swipes. He can try to hit him with his tail. He can try to shoot him with atomic breath. That stuff doesn't, it's not rapid fire. So what is he gonna do?
What hurts Godzilla on?
That's true. I think they might still him.
Yeah.
I think maybe they might still him.
Char is probably, I'm going to say, arguably the best pilot in the Gundam universe. Arguably. All right. Someone will say Armoro. I believe it's Char. After watching Origins, I'm going to say it's Char. Okay? He's a tactician. So, as far as I'm concerned, Char is a great pilot, probably the best pilot ever. There's a reason why people keep cloning him. All right? Hello, Full Frontal.
What if? Hold on.
Go ahead.
What if they build a Char Mecha Godzilla for him to pilot?
Oh, that would be a good one.
He has to stay Nizaku. No, he has to stay Nizaku for this.
No, so he can't be thrown in a mecha. Okay.
No, he's got to stay Nizaku.
Even with Mecha Godzilla, it would be too slow for him. He'd probably be like, "Fuck this thing. This thing is too slow."
No, but I mean, like, what if they enhance it for 3 times faster and all that, and take limiters off and all that stuff and customize it?
Yeah,
have
it depends
a
on
Char custom Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah, now we getting into the fantasy stuff and
But I would rather let's get back to the original topic though, about this whole live action Gundam thing instead of the Godzilla thing, because honestly I think they would stalemate. That's how I think it would end. Or they probably team up just like they did in some of the other movies. They would team up against and fight a greater evil.
Odin son.
Yep. There you go.
That's you, Odin son.
But
so what happens? Gundam. Well, I mean, no. What happens if Godzilla had universal power scaling? What happens? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Honestly, I don't know.
No, you don't know. Okay.
Honestly, I wouldn't know, unless Char has like access to beam weaponry or something.
Okay,
maybe like
give him beam weaponry.
He's gonna have a hard time.
Give him beam weaponry. Give him heat hawk. Give him a beam saber. Give him all the stuff he needs. How does it hurt Godzilla?
Funnels?
Well,
funnels. I don't care.
Beam rifle. I can already tell he's probably gonna figure out. Okay, he's gonna figure out Godzilla's attacks, and as soon as Godzilla opens his mouth to do the
well, yeah, he's
gonna be like, there we go, there's my open.
He's going to avoid that,
and then shoot him right in the mouth, and that'll probably be, and honestly, that'll probably be his only weak spot I can think of.
But you got to go all the way down his. Oh man, here we go. You got to go all the way down his throat in order to do some. Pause. Stop my time again. You got to go down his throat just to get that shot in. Can Char do that? You think the Char can do that when he's charging up for a beam? When Godzilla's charging up for his nuke?
Pretty sure he could. I'm pretty sure he could do that.
So we're going to ignore radioactivity.
Doesn't Godzilla have actually 2 brains, like one in his head and one in his hip?
Are we talking Shin as well? Because that's a whole different story right there.
Shin Godzilla.
Want to have a fleet of mechs to battle Godzilla? I mean, someone suggested why not have a whole fleet of them? Well,
it's just like Kong fighting airplanes on a building. That's all it is.
Yeah.
What about a colony laser?
Well, see, if you drop a colony on Godzilla, I think you could kill him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that would work.
Well, they dropped that oxygen bomb thing on him, and that killed the first Godzilla. So, I mean, whatever is equivalent to the oxygen bomb, there you go.
Okay.
Put that on Azaku and kill him. There you go.
I think Char has it.
We'll have the GPO2 in with that one.
Well, now you're just talking nukes. That nuke ain't gonna hurt Godzilla. He's made out of it.
I know, but I mean, load the instead of a nuke, an oxygen bomb.
Hey, I put it like this. I think Char is more up to the task than anyone else. I think he could try and find a way out. I don't know if he'd win, but he sure put up a hell of a fight. I put it like that.
He probably could.
No, he would. Yeah, he would. Char would definitely put up a big fight against Godzilla, I'm sure.
Will be a better fight. And in fact, they even already did this with a merchandise crossover though. Would be Godzilla versus Evangelion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually had an anti-Ava. What was it? Yeah. They had an anti-Godzilla Ava.
Anti-Ava tech. Is that what we're doing now? Hulkbuster armor?
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. But I'm just
Mecha Godzilla with Ava colors.
Right?
Yeah, it was like a Mecha Godzilla.
Like we looked it up. They really did. They even did it for a Mecha Godzilla. They have Mecha. Like Ava unit Mecha Godzilla, like all around the world.
I looked at the price for that model and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Yo, it's awesome, but I ain't paying that much for it. Fuck all that." Like, nah. That was like half the cost of my first car. Nope, not happening.
Godzilla merchandise, man. They too expensive.
Right, let's move on. Let's move on, guys. We have something very interesting to talk about. China is now bringing up their own Sibyl system. That's right, from Psychopaths. The funny part about this is that China banned Psychopaths in 2015 for political questionable content. Yeah. So how?
But they went ahead and adopted it.
They went and adopted it, but they blocked it. It's like Twitter. You stole someone's tweet and then blocked them. How is that even a thing? How do you do that in real life?
Like,
I don't understand.
Anything you could take a shit without the Chinese government knowing, and that would be considered, anti-government.
They'd have to use their points rating system for that too.
Yeah.
I just don't understand what China's doing right now. I really don't. It's like, did they not watch Psycho? It almost makes me feel as though they banned Psychopaths, but they kind of like secretively watched it to see how it ends. I mean, they know how this is going to end, right? I mean, we saw what happened. I mean, the end of season 1 was more than enough. I mean, hell, we can go into season 2. It's like, or in the movie, like the way that they have to deal with the Sibyl system, and then you want to adopt that, that's going to be a severe problem. Severe. And I don't think, I don't even see China even having that bad of a problem in crime that you need to have that type of security anyway. But maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Like,
I don't know.
but then again, like, are we gonna have like all former like major known people to have brains inside of them, inside the machine?
I mean,
because that's
Sibyl
how it was
system detects
made.
anything before you even do it.
Yeah.
They detect stress ratings and, in anxiety, and that's how they go off things. If you're a threat or not. What's to say that system can't be messed with? What's to say? Like, if you watch Psychopaths, you see exactly how this is going to end.
Yeah, because there's like anti-drugs that can counter it.
I don't know what Psychopaths is. So
okay,
you have to explain.
It's an anime.
Very good anime. If you haven't seen Psychopaths, please watch Psychopaths. Please.
Yeah, watch season 1 and don't
watch season 1 of Psychopaths.
So what is this about? Is this about like kind of like the Minority Report? Is what
it's kind of like Minority Report, yeah. Except when the police show up, they determine. The Sibyl system already determines how high stressed you are. If you are considered a threat, your gun automatically shapes form and fires, even if the police don't want to fire. It fires on its own.
Yeah. Wait, your gun or the police's gun?
The police's gun.
The police's gun just shoots you?
They try to put you down.
Yeah. Like the gun like detects stress levels on its own, and without the cop even pulling the trigger, it shoots for them.
It kind of depends though, because if it's like low, they'll just stun you. Then send you down
if it's a low stress, but it's kind of mild, it'll just fire a stun. But if you're a high detected threat, they'll kill you.
Yeah, kill you.
That is okay. All right, that's interesting.
I'm telling you, watch Psychopaths, bro. It's
very very fictional, but
it's very fictional. I mean, no, look, I'll put it like this: it's very fictional, but you should also know that in the show that someone finds a way to break the system. That's what they do. That's the entire point of the show. They break the system. But fictional characters. Again, we're talking fictional stuff that we know happens. And you gotta be kidding me.
Okay, they're talking about fictional characters.
This is fiction.
Fictional characters.
I just don't understand it these days. So let's move on because we're still in this same space. Oh, you got something to say? If you got something to say, go ahead.
It's slowly becoming reality though when you look at it.
Yeah.
I mean, because the more that they're adopting it, they're probably testing, to see if it actually can work.
Yeah.
It can kind of work because like the NHS will, like hospitals have your details, and you can just use that and drug you to get the information.
They've made specs for the guns already. I mean, 3D printers are already making this gun. Cosplayers have already made it with 3D printers, so the specs are out there.
What kind of a gun that can just transform and shoot you?
It's a gun that can transform.
Why
and
not
shoot you. Yeah.
Why can't a gun just stay a gun and shoot someone? I mean, I don't. The transformation seems unnecessary. You just shoot. Why does that have to transform?
Reasons, Greta coming. Okay, reasons.
I'm just saying. Like, why not just stay as a gun? Why does it have to transform into it? This is why isn't it already a gun?
Well, here's what China said. On June 12, 2015, the Chinese Military of Culture announced that they forbade the release of Psychopaths along with 38 other anime and manga titles which were deemed to include scenes of violence, pornography, terrorism, crimes against the public morality that could potentially incite minors to commit such acts. Yeah, that was their
So
statement.
Black Lagoon got banned then pretty quickly.
Except now the Chinese government is adopting something of that form.
Yeah. And this is it gets wild. I mean, our next topic, I mean, this goes right into it. For those who don't know, New York City, DigiDog, all right? For those who did not see the video earlier this week, the police from, is it Boston Dynamics, I believe? Boston Dynamics?
Yeah, Boston Dynamics is the one that created the little robot dog.
Yeah, they brought out the robot dog as a police officer, all right? Sniffed out the guy, they arrested him, right? Now, when I saw this, the first thing I thought was, yo, that's cool. I want a dog like that too. You know what I mean? That's cool. However,
no.
However, yeah, and here's the downside. This is how you can tell the difference between people who love tech and people who try to politicize things for points. Okay? AOC calls the $75,000 costing dog racist for only going into low-income housing places. Now, look, all right? Cody, you live in the Bronx, right?
Yeah, I live in the Bronx.
You live in the Bronx, Mr. Wing Zero. Okay. I have to ask you, have you seen DigiDog in your part of the neighborhood?
Nope.
Okay. So, if this dog is racist, mind you, it is only a machine being told what to do. It's not the dog that's racist. It's the people telling where the dog to go. They're the people that are racist, not the dog itself. And to be honest, come on, $75,000 for that dog? We talked about this in our meeting yesterday, and I want to bring this up. You decide to kick that dog, damage that dog, whatever, that dog is probably going to be looked at as an official police officer because it costs so much damn money. They already do it with regular animals. They're trained. They're considered police officers. You assault this DigiDog, and you're going to end up probably not only paying that fine, but you're also going to end up attacking a police officer. Yeah, and arrested. So at the end of the day, when you try to politicize this...
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
You've got to be kidding me. You can't politicize
Like,
this.
don't get me wrong. Like, don't get me wrong. I like AOC, but sometimes, like, when it comes to something like this is stupid.
I think she's cute. I like to see her dance. But that's it. I think that she's
I don't like her.
I think that she's gone way too much. And for what I hear from my friends out in Brooklyn, how she doesn't even take care of the boroughs that she's supposed to. I hear a lot. And they'll tell you straight up. You can ask them on Twitter. I will send you their @ so you can talk to them about it. And they'll tell you straight up.
This whole thing, this whole her calling it racist just seems like she's just being real quick to the draw so she can pander. Is what it sounds like.
That's what it feels like.
I guarantee she.
I'll definitely admit that this is a bad take on her side.
It is.
This is a real bad take.
And
it's extremely
like you're saying, at least the DigiDog would know the difference between a gun and a taser. I mean, let's be honest here, people.
Oh yeah,
this dog is only being told what to do. And
it's the person driving it.
Yeah, and here's the thing: AOC gets into power, it's going to become a problem. It's going to become a problem. She talked about not too long ago about retiring at a certain point. But let's just say she keeps it going. I think she's already in over her head. I think once she did that Twitch video with the with Among Us and all those people, I thought that she had already hit. She plateaued. That was it. It was over. You know what I mean? That's what I felt.
To be honest, I think she's qualified. I think here's what she's qualified for. She's qualified to be a waitress at Denny's.
She was a bartender. That's some hard misogyny right there. But you know what? I'm going to take that comment you made, and like I said, I'm going to bring some facts behind it. She was a bartender before she got in the office. So,
she was a regular person.
Yeah, she was a regular person. Look, they said shot. They want the shots fired. See that? See what you did there? They want the shots fired. Fine. Get all the shots. I'll put it like this. It really comes down to, I think, her, like you said, pandering, trying to be first to the, to the plate and not looking at everything. She has a history of voting on bills without even looking at them. I mean, yeah. Like, so for me, it's like, it's almost hard for me to take
She caught hell for that, too. She caught hell for that.
Yeah, she caught hell for that. She did. A number of them did. But she said, we don't have time to read this stuff. Well, then when do you make time? You're on Twitch playing video games. You're doing all kinds of shit all the time, but you don't have time to read the bills. That's your job. But I feel as though she's in over her head. That's what I feel. I understand she probably means well, and that's probably what it is. But in this life, meaning well isn't enough. You've got to be dead on, especially in that job. You have to be dead on. Yep. The accuracy has to be laser accuracy. So as far as I'm concerned, I think this is something that just goes along the way. And of course, we also have to talk about, since we're on this topic, defunding the police.
Yeah, and that was something I said. Like, this is, I mean, it's interesting that they have this DigiDog in New York City, of all places, and this is going to be. It's interesting that everyone was like, "Oh, defund the police," but then they got. I mean, were they really defunded? Because how are you going to get this expensive ass dog if you've been defunded?
Exactly. Where are you going to get the money for this dog if you're going to defund them?
Exactly.
And then who's in support of, here's my, there's so many conflicting things, and I think people just honestly let their own political beliefs get in the way of their own logic or just logic in general, because everyone's so quick to say, hey, defund the police and do this, and no one needs a gun because we'll have the police to protect us. But at the same time, fuck the police, all police are bad, but also fuck the Second Amendment because no one needs a gun.
See, and
I don't know, dude. I don't know. Well, then what do you want to happen? Just everyone to fucking hold hands and sing Kumbaya? Like,
you're absolutely right. And here's the thing with it, all right? Because they're saying, just take a trip over to Ghost Robotics, right? And see how these robo-dogs are made. Number one, all right? Before even having an opinion of saying that they're racist. Number two, okay? We're talking about defunding the police. They said here, at least here in Philadelphia, all right, that we don't have enough manpower on the streets to stop crime. That's what they said. Mind you, the stats say differently. We are the fourth highest paid police department in the country. Fourth. We're number 4. So to tell me that we don't have enough manpower is crazy. You have the money. So wherever the funding came from, I don't know. The police walk around here every once in a while, especially if y'all don't know, last night they had another march because of what happened, and because of the shooting, and the police blocked off the streets. But guess what? They had their weapons of war. They weren't just handguns. They had their weapons of war. So as you're talking about the Second Amendment right, and they're going to try and take our guns and everything, you've got guys coming in with weapons of war trying to take away your weapons of war. What's going to happen? Not everyone's going to get along. Not everyone, like you said, is going to say kumbaya. It's not going to work that way. There's always going to be a resistance, no matter what. That is how history has been done.
Yeah, let me interject here real quick about that. Anytime that you hear somebody say, Second Amendment this or gun rights that, or, bringing up, stricter gun laws, like the really hardcore, gun enthusiasts immediately assume that, oh, they're going to take all our guns away. Nobody ever says anything like that.
Yeah.
But here's assault
weapons and something. Now they're talking about it. Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Here is a fact, though. It does say that, of course, the Second Amendment does say shall not be infringed. So therefore, and this isn't my take. This is literally written in the Constitution. It just says all gun laws are unconstitutional. That's literally saying, like, oh, because of the Second Amendment, or, you say, well, kind of dance around the issue, red flag laws or all these gun laws. No, that's like saying, well, they're going to make all these little laws to dance around the whole, like, oh, police can just barge into your shit and just like, and then, or have soldiers occupy your house.
Yeah, they can't do that.
You can't do that. And even if you try to make laws that dance around it and say, well, these are red flag things, like what in case North Korea invades us, we're going to be able to commandeer a house.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. Well, they can already commandeer vehicles, but let's be honest here. The Constitution, it's outdated. The times have changed, and I think the laws need to be changed to an extent. All right. With that said, remember, we decided to get away from the Brits. Keep your mouth shut, own son. Okay, colonizer. Look, like
I answered nothing. I'm a good week.
I put it like this. You have to understand that everything that we said we were trying to get away from, we've adopted. Okay? They were throwing tea in the river for taxes and everything, right? Wasn't that what the Boston Tea Party
Fucking
was for?
bullshit. Fucking racist. Fucking throwing tea, hot tea, uncivilized.
I mean, but the taxes, we still get hit with a lot of taxes.
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that.
You know, we
That's
do.
what I hated.
Police, if they had reasonable cause, they could walk in this house right now and say, hey, stop what you're doing. Stop your pod. Put your hands up. What are you... You know what I mean? They can do that. They are allowed, and you cannot stop them. This is why people want their guns. But let's get one thing clear, all right? We haven't seen that. We've seen a couple times. We saw that woman get shot, Breonna Taylor. We saw her, she got shot when they came into our start firing.
Yeah.
But when they decided to go and invade the Capitol, I didn't see that many guns.
Yeah.
I didn't see many guns.
Like, I wouldn't say, like my point would be because, like, the UK is completely different. We actually had an issue with a police officer not too long ago killed a woman while she was walking home from a job or something like that. I can't remember where it was, but there was like a massive goose chase trying to find her and stuff like that, and they found out it was a police officer, and there was matches for days.
That was just happened in the UK, where he was going around, the police officer was going around and raping and killing women, right? Not too long ago.
Damn.
Yeah. But now they have a bill that passed that allows undercover police to commit crimes without being charged, including rape, murder,
and
and
there's also
child
even worse
abuse.
than that. There's also another bill that passed like a few weeks ago where you can't protest anymore, pretty much, because if you do anything that's obscene, you'll be arrested.
You need a license to protest.
You need a license.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny you say that. No, it's funny you say that, because for those who don't understand, okay, here, you actually do need a license to protest. You do. Now, as of late, you haven't, because people are like, fuck this shit, we're going to do it, whatever. But before, you needed a license. You had to
go down to your local city hall and get approval.
Exactly. You had to get approval. So you did need a license. Your license right now for protesting.
Boy, you got a license for that, mate?
Yeah. Now.
What are you fucking wanker? Give me a fucking license now, watch.
But I put it like this: when you start seeing people gather, last night it was they started at 200 and just kept going. I'm like, yo, this shit was set up from the jump, and no one's gonna talk about it. Nobody. Oh, there's a crowd of 200 people all of a sudden just protesting out of nowhere. What?
You come into it here, if you're over 50, you'll be arrested.
They got on the internet. They was like, look, this is where we're going to be. Set it up. Let's roll. That's what happened.
Man, you guys are lucky, because in Australia, wasn't it, like, someone organized something and they arrested them on the spot?
But again, I think
undercover UK cops. That's what they're saying now. See?
This is what I think. I think people are losing sight of what the actual Second Amendment really stands for. People think it's just, to own guns and whatnot.
It's an amendment.
It's to protect you from the government overstepping its bounds.
Exactly.
When the government says wants to institute martial law and start shooting up its own citizens or becoming too big for its britches, that's what the Second Amendment is, to defend.
It allows you to defend yourself against the government.
Yeah.
So in light of this, and this is a point that a lot of people miss. So like, no one needs a 30-round cartridge, AR, whatever. Guess what? The Second Amendment says I do, because if the military has a fucking 60-round mag and machine guns and all that, and the Second Amendment's supposed to defend myself, I should be on equal footing too.
We see it in third world countries all the time where tanks go up against rocks. No way in hell am I giving up my gun. And I put it like this. Also, for them to say no one needs that type of gun, I beg to differ. I say that because
I realize too that we're in a push button war now.
Yeah, we are.
Somebody just has to hit a button and somebody disappears.
Yeah, I put it like this: banana clips keep monkeys humble. It's that simple. No one is scared of a handgun these days, especially here. Nah, you got to bring out the big guns. They ain't scared of handguns. Anyone can get a handgun. Not everyone can get an AR. And they keep talking about, oh, well, you know, yes, they can if they go. No, background checks do matter. When I got my background check, there was a guy in there with his girlfriend. And guess what? They denied his ass of guns. She was allowed to get one, though, because she had a clean record. He didn't. They denied him. And they told him, they said, if you have anything on your record, let us know now. Do not lie to us. And he lied. So guess what? No gun for you. I was right there when it happened.
Shit.
So I'm not trying to hear that background checks don't work. They do.
Yeah, they do work, and you know, and I'm okay with the broad stroke of background checks. Like, you know, for anything, like handgun, it doesn't matter, shotgun, like, you know, if you've got nothing to hide,
then that's it.
Then
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, if you got nothing to hide, you're a good Samaritan, and you know you want to purchase a firearm. More to it.
More power to you. I mean, I don't understand why people are against it. Then you keep saying, oh, these crazy people getting guns. Guess what? Crazy people always had guns.
Crazy people will find a way. If you can put a law, you can literally. Okay, think of it this way. Okay, let me put it in so many different ways. People, there are literally laws against speeding that don't stop people from still speeding.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Like protecting. Saying that, oh, make a law so that way, or just ban guns altogether. Criminals are still going to have a gun.
Yeah, they're going to find ways of getting a gun.
Find a way to get it one way or another.
What was it in Japan?
Yeah, they'll find one regardless.
Guns are outlawed, but there was a big ass shootout where Yakuza and the police were shooting at each other, and Yakuza said, oh, guns are banned, but somehow these criminals got a hold of a bunch of guns, start shooting up people.
A couple of years ago.
What happened now? Now those people can't defend themselves. They got to wait on these police that are underpowered to protect them, and
now the police got everything. They have these sales. You have to understand, when the military is done with certain weapons or certain tanks or Humvees or whatever, they go and drop in price, and then that's when your police departments decide to buy the stuff because it's on liquidation sale. They gotta resell it. That's what it comes to. However, a couple years ago, all right, down in Kensington, there was a guy out of the back of his trunk in a school zone, mind you, right in front of the fucking school, selling ARs in the back of his trunk. He got away with it for 3 weeks before the police caught him. Okay? Of course, he's doing 15 years. But in those 3 weeks, he sold a number of guns illegally. You want to know how many are probably still on the street to that day or probably have it attributed to some type of crime? It's killing me here. And then they think a gun buyback is going to do something. It's not. Not for the violence that we have here. And it's not just here because, like I said, I think it's a problem worldwide. The black market is there for a reason. Crazy people are going to get their guns one way or another. If not, they'll get their knives one way or another. They'll get their swords one way or another.
There's always a way around it. It's a cat and mouse game, and it'll always be one.
It will.
The power of the Hoshi, man.
But you know what? But at the end of the day, what will prevent violent crimes and everything, and will prevent all of this, is not taking away the means of acting out aggression. It's education. It's just educating people.
You're right.
And that's all it is. It really is. Knowledge is power. You teach people like, hey, this is if you really just reach out to all these communities, and we let's just start with, I mean, I can go, this is a whole rabbit hole that I'm not going to go down, but it all really starts from the school systems and everything, and going up from there, and raising your children right.
The prison complex, the private prison. Oh yeah, this is a big deal. It is. It's bigger than just guns. It is.
It's a much bigger issue, and it goes down to, like I said, the education system. I mean, it goes all the way down to even there. Like I said, of course, everything. It always starts with the children.
See, they're saying in the chat, if you can't stop meth labs, crack houses with regularity over the course of years, how am I to expect officers to get guns off the streets or getting illegal weapons dealers under wraps? Look, y'all know, Philly, Kensington, we the drug hub. They didn't do enough documentaries on us. You know what they've done since it's become worldwide that we are the drug hub of America? Nothing. Nothing. Ooh. They don't care. You know what they did? They put a recovery center over there so that you can shoot up over there cleanly and discard your needles. And guess what? They still don't fucking do it. That's why the train station stop had to be shut down a couple weeks ago. Because there was too much drugs, too much piss, too much throwing up, throw up all over the place, too many needles being exposed on the street, as opposed to just going, mind you, it's literally half a block away from the place.
God damn.
And they still can't make it a half a fucking block over there to shoot up clean? They don't care. They don't
So we can
care.
go through even like you guys were talking about gun crime, like even here a couple of weeks ago there was a shooting not too far from where I live. They had and police everywhere for about a couple of weeks just to find the people who did it.
Yeah.
So it's a massive issue that can with gangs and shit.
Yeah, and again, that proves the point right there. It's like Odinson said, is guns are banned in the UK, but somehow someone got a hold of one. And
the police officers don't even have guns.
I mean,
the police officers don't have
I'm saying, you know,
it is absolutely ridiculous what is going on. Like I said, it's not just an America issue; it's a worldwide issue.
Yeah,
it's a global issue.
It's a global
and
issue.
again, it just comes down to education.
It does come down to education. But here's the thing: instead of educating people, everyone has an extreme of just take this away, take that away. And you can't do that.
Well, you're looking for a band-aid rather than a root cause, to solve the root cause.
Exactly.
Of the issue.
Right, and then somebody also pointed out in the chat too about it, saying that, you could be perfectly sane one day, purchase a gun, and then something really bad happen, and then you just go on a spree.
Yeah, one bad day. Like, look, they're saying in the chat now, they look like fucking zombies in Kensington. And you know what? It's been looking like that since what? 2001, maybe? A little bit earlier. You have to understand that this is something that has been going on for decades. And they've done nothing. Nothing. They don't care. No matter what mayor is in power. Doesn't matter. Oh, you got your city leaders. What have they done? Nothing. It doesn't matter. You have to watch out for you and your people, and that's it. And it seems like people don't understand it. So when they get on Twitter and they start running a bunch of bullshit, they start talking, it's why I don't listen so much. I'll read one tweet and be like, all right, I'm done. Because they don't live the same world that a lot of us live in. They say, yes, and they're saying it looked like the apocalypse there. That's because it is the fucking apocalypse here. When we were housed in here because of COVID, it looked like Raccoon City out there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they don't care about, and that's kind of the thing. Someone said, that's because politicians. Lord Hart said, that's because politicians are always in favor of taking power away from the people.
Yeah, because they're already in power.
Something.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I think politicians and I think people in America overall, and this is the problem everyone has, that's just following the mainstream media and just following everything. And I'm gonna say, and this is not any tinfoil hat thing. I'm saying what I'm saying here is that people need to remember all these politicians, everything. They are servants of the public. They work for us. We don't work for them. They work for us.
But they don't seem to realize. They don't seem to understand that concept.
Well,
you work for me. The same thing with police too. I've said that to police too. I was like, I don't work for you. You work for me.
Citizens on patrol.
Yeah. Look,
you work for me.
Let's be real here. All right. When you talk about that, I can't tell you how mad I get when politicians got to come to the table and they got to agree on issues and they say, oh, well, we didn't come to a resolution. We're going to take a vacation and we'll come back. It's like, no, you sit there and you figure it out. That's what you're supposed to do. All right? You get paid a lot of money to sit at a table and figure it out. I'm not trying to hear, we just came to a stalemate. Maybe we'll try. Well, we're going to shut down the government for a day or so, or a week or a month or whatever until our differences, align. Get the fuck out of here with that. It makes me extremely mad as a citizen, a taxpayer, to see that.
Yeah, it's pretty crappy.
What you could do is just have Parliament and just say how much we're going to get raised this year.
Politicians will always be in it for themselves and what they can get, not to mention the lobbyists that they have on the back end giving them money to support certain things. But see, now we're really talking. See, now we're podding. You know what I'm saying?
People really do forget. But people really do forget, though. Even the president of the United States, the most powerful man in the world, is a public servant of the people. He is not over you. He is under you. That's the thing. People keep on forgetting. People are all in favor of all these taxes.
Look, people have become to the point where they feel politicians are celebrities. They become larger than life when they really aren't. And that's when it started happening. Oh, he's the president. You can't talk to him like that. Yes, the fuck I can. Because I don't see him as someone that's above me. I see him as on equal ground, or if you say some ill shit, I'm going to see you lower than me. That's how I see it. I don't care who it is.
Well, think about this too, Event. Donors, when they give money, those are legalized bribes.
Yeah, they're legalized bribes. Yeah.
They're legal bribes.
Yeah.
Like if you can get rid of money being donated into politics, then things would be a lot different.
How much these people pay for their campaigns, and they spent X amount of thousands of dollars on outfits and shit. You gotta be like, and then you look out your window and you be like, damn, that person's poor, that person's poor, that person's poor. Damn, that money could have went to somewhere around here. Like, it kills me to see that shit. And then they like
that's just how things are nowadays.
Yeah. See, that was part of the thing.
They'll tell you, suck it up. They'll tell you, suck it up.
For 2020, a lot of people were like, "Oh, it was Trump versus Biden for 2020."
No, it wasn't.
But you know what? People forgot. Jo Jorgensen was in there. She was of course, she's a libertarian.
I voted for Jo Jorgensen.
Yeah, libertarian. It's just that they're not taken by bribes. And in fact, her and her husband, I think they did fundraisers to fund their own campaign trail. They didn't have super PACs or anything do that. They just fucking grassroots style. Like, all right, we're gonna try and throw our hat in the ring and see what happens.
Like they're saying, journalists and politicians want to be celebrities. They want them to be the news. They don't want them, they want to be the news at this point. And you can't let them be the news. But that's the funny part. I mean, I don't want to harp on this a little bit too much because we got to keep it moving. We can talk about being the news, all right? I mean, y'all want to start with the retro stuff first? I mean, we can start with that.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and move on because we spent a lot of time with that. Let's just do closing comments on that real quick, and then we can move to the next one.
Go ahead, guys. Y'all got some closing comments? Go ahead.
I do real quick. Just like you said, the news journalists and politicians want to be the celebrities. You know what? That's the one thing that I think everyone needs to shut off the media. Shut off the news. The news is divided no matter where you go, whether you're CNN or Fox News or wherever, MSNBC or fucking the Daily Wire. You're fucking yourself. You're seeing their point of view. You're not seeing theirs. You're being taught. This is your political leanings, and I'm being for real. Like a lot of people, sit and take a look at yourself real quick and look at your political beliefs and tell me, were those taught or is that truly what you believe in? Because I guarantee a lot of people, I couldn't and I guarantee they're trying to teach you. This whole thing has been a big brainwash cycle, and these politicians and these journalists, they're gonna get their ratings. They want to be seen celebrities at any cost, at your cost.
Yeah, media is just looking for ratings.
And you know what? And dividing America. We're more divided than ever, and it's not. And you know what? Don't get me started on BLM. BLM. Trust me, I believe all of this stuff, and I know they mean well. But the thing is, it's causing more division than it's causing unification.
After what we saw,
everything is causing more division.
I got some ending. Some comments, but I'm gonna let y'all get y'all shit off first. All right. So go ahead.
But I'm just saying. But just like I said, honestly, we're more divided than ever, and I blame the media. The media is dividing the whole country, and turn it off. Turn off the media. Yeah. Think for yourselves for a bit. Really sit and look at the facts and really think, are you being taught what people are saying? Were you taught that Trump was bad? Were you taught that Biden is bad? You have to really sit and look at it, at the big picture. Anyways, I'm done.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I got something. I totally agree with Rick's comments. You need to shut the media off. And how you can tell how all of them say the same shit, just look at the prompter just look at 1 week's worth of news articles and just look at all the same titles being the same shit. It's all about divide and conquer, and they're dividing you on purpose. So instead of dividing each other, how about we just be united and stop the shit going on?
They don't want us
and
united.
be going about it.
You know how that go. They don't want us united. Yep. Anyone else?
And that's what everyone fears. Everyone fears that we're all gonna turn the media off, and we're gonna actually see the shit in front of us. We're gonna be like, you know what, this is bullshit, and we're actually gonna unite and actually do something useful. And I think that's what everyone is scared of, and that's why we're getting this constant barrage of negativity and this constant barrage of divisive topics, and that everyone's feeding into it. The whole BLM, the whole racism, the whole rape culture, all of this, you know what? They're selling you racism and y'all are buying it. Everyone's buying it.
Anyone else?
And it needs to stop.
Yeah. No, I get it. Anyone else?
Oh, that's about it.
All right.
I got nothing.
I got something.
I think
I got something. I got something. All right. First, I'm going to talk about the mainstream media. First off, I don't know if anyone noticed, was it these previous couple days, but Fox News tried to push a certain anchor in a new show, and the show was so bad that the next day Fox News put out they were looking to hire writers for that show because the first show was so fucking bad that they decided we need new writers to keep this going because it's not going to work. Right? That's how you know the media is bullshit. All right? They're going to do that. Secondly, I do want to talk about Black Lives Matter. For those who did not see what happened, all right, Black Lives Matter, they keep calling her a Marxist. I don't give a fuck what you want to call her. She took that money that was donated and she put it in all these different places. She bought herself a grand house, not even just a house. She put on all this, she bought all these places, and she has an airplane landing strip at the place. An airplane landing strip. You're supposed to be fighting so-called racism, but you need an airplane landing strip? You flying
You need an airplane to fight racism. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, see, originally, if you remember, Black Lives Matter was actually, meant for something, but then I don't know where it got muddied up at.
Yep, there was again, look, $1.4 million worth of housing. 1.4 million. That's oppression, though, right? That oppression. It is killing me what I am seeing. Like I said, I believe that, don't get me wrong, I go out here and I see the racism. I still catch racism. I see the sexism. I see that people just straight up hate people, just to hate people for no fucking reason. I see it. I see it every day.
But you know what? Though? When I was younger, we were taught you got to fucking move on because you know what? There are going to be people like that. Yeah. Instead of trying to manipulate and change everyone like, hey, you know what? Meet that with like a bunch of activism and a bunch of bullshit that'll only divide the country. No, what they said is, you know what? You got to take that and you got to be the bigger person. Then you just got to, and you know what? And you just got to let it roll off your back.
Here's the problem with the activism here. Once they start smashing shit and they leave, we got to clean it up. They don't clean shit up. We got to clean our neighborhoods up. They come through our neighborhoods, smash shit, and then we got to be responsible for it? Fuck out of here. I don't work too hard to get to this point. I'm not going to have some fucking clown come around here and start smashing shit. Nah, guess what? You can meet the gun.
Pew, pew.
It's that simple. I'm not playing around. So now they want to talk about some. Yeah, thank you for saying that because they're saying black lives have been monetized. You're goddamn right they have. And I'm sick of seeing it, especially when we don't see anything from it.
The media loves a white knight for blacks and people of color.
Really
the media wants a white knight. No, here's the problem. Here's my biggest problem because I'm a person of color as well. Here's the thing: is that the media, they want to use us as pawns. Black people, Mexicans, anyone of color, they don't give one goddamn thing about
it
us.
100 right now. Nah, this should be keeping it 1,000. Let's get it 1,000. Let's talk it how it really is. People of color, if it wasn't for people of color, a lot of shit wouldn't be trending on Twitter.
Yeah, y'all would have a slow news day.
Y'all would have the slowest fucking news day in the world if it wasn't for people of color. All right?
Yep.
Your Instagram would not be hot right now if it wasn't for people of color. Your fucking Snapchats and your dances wouldn't be shit without people of color.
But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm not. But you know what? I'm not a pawn. I don't want to be a pawn. I don't want to say like, oh, I'm so oppressed. I'm not oppressed. And you know what? I'm just living my life like anyone else. And I think that's just anyone. You take color away from it. Guess what? What are you left with?
That makes one of us. I
People.
feel oppressed all the fucking time. No bullshit.
So
I feel it all fucking time. I can't tell me the doors I've knocked on to try and help this city just to be told, nah. because they didn't come up with the idea. Yeah, I feel oppressed.
Well, that, and also, you didn't provide any money to them.
Well, yeah, because I didn't slip them any money in the back door. Yeah, I feel oppressed. This shit can't get better if we don't, like you said, if we don't unite. So why are you turning down people who want to help? To keep it going.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll just say this. Like growing up as a kid, I was never, taught about race or anything. When I saw a black person, Hispanic, Asian, or whatever, to me they were just another person, not anything else.
You judge
another human being,
not
just another human being.
Character, but when you say that, you get in trouble for saying that. I don't see color. They come for you for that now.
Well, we didn't when I was growing up because
no, I'm just saying.
Are the
Twitter
same
will come
age.
for you just for saying that shit.
When we grew up, no one ever said racism. No one ever. I never heard that. Phrase.
Yeah, I never heard it as a kid.
Even as a kid, like even growing up as a teenager, like I said, I never heard people like it. So
I'm telling y'all,
call racism out.
I was told by my dad and my mom when I was a baby walking down the street, someone threw a bottle at me just for being black, and the bottle hit me in the head as a baby in a carriage, and my dad had to chase them down the street. I've been called nigger so many times growing up, it doesn't make any sense. So for me, I've always experienced racism firsthand. But like I said, we all have different experiences. That's why we're doing this today. So it's not that, don't feel as though I'm mad at y'all for not experiencing what I experienced. Hell no. If anything, I'm saying congratulations. You didn't have to go through this shit. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. But I mean,
yeah, and it's funny though because geographically, where were you from? Growing up when you were younger.
No,
what?
I've been here in Philly the whole time.
Philly, okay.
Yeah,
and we're in Texas, so you would think. So you would
from
think
South Carolina. On my
here's
dad's
the
side,
thing.
and my grandparents on my mom's side came from Cleveland.
Okay, so here's the thing though. Then geographically, that doesn't make any sense. According to stereotypes, you would think northern states would be less racist than a southern state in Texas.
Yeah. You would think
right.
That.
So something's not adding up then, according to a lot of the stereotypes and agendas here.
No, I agree. I agree. Y'all in the southern state never experienced it. I'm in the northern state, and I've always experienced it. yeah, exactly. No,
now you think about it. Now see what I mean? Something's not adding up.
Yeah. Yeah, let's move on. Let's get to this retro thing, man. Let's get to this retro thing.
All right, on to the next topic. Retro game collecting.
Okay, retro game collecting. Now, let's just start first by saying I would say, please start your retro game collecting after what Sony did. After what Sony tried to pull with the PS10 store and taking your digital games away from you. And, Ubisoft had already did that with Scott Pilgrim. I would say if you can, collect your retro gaming if you can. Get it as fast as you can. Get the deals as cheap as possible because now that we know this, that people are going to start gouging on physical. I've always told y'all, try to get physical. Try to get physical.
Oh, it gets worse. It gets worse for PlayStation 3 owners, the way Sony has set up the PlayStation 3 to function.
Go ahead. Tell them.
Okay, so inside of every single PlayStation 3, there's a CMOS battery that's for your internal clock.
That's right.
So any digital content that you purchased, so if it's a digital game or something like that, this little internal clock would send out a signal saying, okay, I need to check to see if this content's still available. So it'll send it off, it'll get a reply and say, yes, it's still here.
See? That's what I'm talking about. It'll say yes. It's still. Hold on. First off, Jim Ryan.
Oh, now you fucked up.
He done fucked up.
Now you fucked up.
He done fucked up.
Now you fucked up.
He done fucked up.
You have fucked up
I'm
now.
just saying.
Now you fucked up.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because everyone that I've seen as of late, after this was said, they was like, yo, Xbox looking mighty nice right now. With their backwards compatibility, it's looking mighty nice right now. That the fact that what Sony tried to pull, because now they're in pole position again. If y'all haven't seen how things are happening, and when I say this, I mean the same circle that keeps going. When Xbox was in charge, Sony was humble. Sony tried to help y'all. They say, hey, look, we for gamers. Look, we giving y'all free online, blah, 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 blah. Sony came back in charge, fuck y'all. Try and hack us. Blah, 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 blah. This is what we're going to do. We're going to stop backwards compatibility. Oh, you don't want it? You know what I mean? Y'all don't want to play old games, do you? Do you? Now they have gotten so arrogant that they think, hey, we're just going to eat up whatever they throw at us because they're in control now. Yep. It's bullshit. It is.
Yeah,
And
Well,
Nintendo-
see, here's a
playoffs
bigger
somewhere
detrimental
else.
thing about that PlayStation 3 thing event.
Go ahead.
So anyway, so picking back up about the PS3. So if the CMOS battery in the PS3 goes bad, you lose all of your access to all your digital content, all your digital bought games.
And not getting any of the money back.
So supposedly, what it's a lockout thing that Sony has built into the system and programming.
Mhm.
And so supposedly once the CMOS battery goes bad, and then they shut off the connection to the online store, your PS3 will not even play PS3 physical discs either.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah, and I heard here's the reason why. Just because that CMOS keeps the internal clock, keeps the clock going, so it lets you know. Because I know it uses timestamps, just like someone said, it's linked to the trophy system.
Yes.
But also uses timestamps to check when it actually goes onto the Sony store to make sure you're in the right time zone. Because you remember when they digitally release games overnight, or when they make a beta go live, or when they make a certain game go live, you're in the right time zone and you're not fast forwarding, so that way you can get the game early or anything. And I think that's the reason why they have that implemented. However, it is a double-edged sword, though, in this whole where now you're gonna, if it dies, lose access to all your digital content, because that digital content relies on that digital clock, so it knows whether or not you're in the right time zone to unlock it.
I am still waiting for Sony to pony up. Yeah, Sony pony up on the original PS3 and why it kept burning out. I'm still waiting for them to acknowledge that it was on their end, the yellow lights of death, and they still haven't. Now, all of a sudden, I'm supposed to just trust them on anything they throw out? So now.
So here's the thing.
Yeah, we got to look at.
So here's the thing. What Sony can do to redeem this is on the very final day that they put up the final update, they can easily just send out an update that will remove that clock timer requirement, and then you can have access to all your digital content and play your physical discs. But that's up to Sony to do that, though.
But it's real simple.
Or
PC is the way.
What I could see them doing is offering some kind of free battery replacement program.
They're not going to do that.
Send it off.
They're not going to do that. They're not going to spend money. No way. They will not do that.
I don't know what.
You would have to do that on your own.
But did you see that meme though? Did you see that one meme where someone it was a Dreamcast and it was like, haha, well, it was like, I've been long dead or whatever. My CMOS battery died long ago. But yeah, let's play some games, and then the Dreamcast goes, hey, by the way, what time is it? Did you see that meme? It was a Dreamcast with a dead CMOS. So I was like, haha, let's just play games. And it goes, hey, yo, anyone know what time it is?
It was like that with the Sega Saturn. You know what you did with the Sega Saturn? You just went back in the clock, in the internal clock, and you just turned back the clock. That's all you did. And it was
Turn back the clock. But the only problem with the Saturn, though, and because I have one, the only problem with the Saturn and the CMOS is that if your CMOS dies, all your saves go with it.
Yeah.
It's the only problem with it with the Saturn. But that's why you have an action replay. If you don't have an action replay,
yep.
I mean, you kind of need one anyway. So
yeah, you need one anyway, especially if you want to play Japanese games. You definitely need them.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Now you can install a RAM chip to the Saturn, so all your saves won't, get deleted. And you don't need that battery shit anymore.
And I was thinking about doing that. And I don't think Doom wants to do anything to his Saturn though.
I want to keep my Japanese Saturn OC spec.
I definitely understand that, but these companies now want you to save everything to the cloud. They want you to buy everything digital, uncompressed video games that take up a ton of space for no fucking reason. You got a number of games that have so many fucking bugs in it. You gotta wait for, we gotta wait for the next patch for the patch. Hello, Avengers. Hello, Outsiders. Let's not talk about this shit, all right? Because this is the shit that I'm about to get into. You know what I mean? But like I said, this retro collecting, I would advise everybody, if you can, to start doing your homework now. Do it now and get it out of the way. Because by the time this shit hits, all of y'all will be cool. And you'll be watching everyone else panic like it's a fire.
Well, think of it this way. When you have an internet outage, and there's always been internet outages, or
yes, there has been.
Maybe sometimes
capacity,
Well, maybe your ISP is
look,
doing some
I
kind
don't
of
believe-
maintenance on the line.
I do not believe in it has to be always online. I do not believe that theory.
Yeah, I
do
hate
not.
that shit.
To play a single player. I don't know how many times. What did I tell you about Final
I
Fight?
don't,
when
yeah,
played it
I don't
back
like
in the
live
day?
service games either.
I don't believe that. When Capcom tried that own bullshit and tried to say, oh, well, you know, you got to play Final Fight always online. I said, B, this is not what I signed up for. Why didn't you tell anybody it was always online? Oh, that was our fault. Okay, well, can I have my money back? No. That's what they did. And that was for a single player mode for Final Fight. An old ass game. So every time I see Capcom's having a brawl sale, you know what I mean, a beat 'em up sale, I'd be like, yo, fuck Capcom on that. After what they did to me, I took it as far as the Better Business Bureau. And they was like,
Speaking of Capcom, they did actually fuck up with that beta as well. I mean, you had to do it at a certain point in time. So each time I checked, it was like maintenance at 1 o'clock in the morning.
I just
every fucking time.
I'm gonna say it here, I can't get jiggy with this shit. I can't get jiggy with single player games needing online always. That's bullshit. It's absolute trash.
Yeah, it is bullshit.
Someone in the chat said emulators for the win.
Emulators.
Yes and no. Yes
To a
and
degree.
No.
To a degree.
Oh, wait a minute. We're gonna have a disagreement here, so y'all know what
Yes
that
and
means.
no.
Let's have this. Emulators. I have no problem with emulators at all.
Hey, man.
Because they're not preserving video game history right now. The games we want to play, they won't give us. How else are we supposed to get them? We're willing to buy them. They don't want to give it to us. Fine. Get pirated in. Arr! That's how I fucking feel.
Contact the Hoshi, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Get the emulators, because as far as I'm concerned, they're not trying to do us a service. Then they get mad. Oh, well, you're stealing our stuff. Cease and desist. Well, if you gave us the shit, we'd buy it. We're consumers. We invest in you.
See,
Like,
the thing with emulators. Go ahead.
No, there's something like, since the whole PS3 and Vita stores are going to be shutting down, you have good RPGs like the Persona games.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. I told this to the guys before. Like, yo, if this is going to be shut down, you're going to have no choice but to port those Persona games, the Shin Megami Tensei games, to like the Switch or every other console. Because how else they going to play them?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This is why I don't have problems with emulation. Because if they're not going to provide us the product, then we're going to find a way to get it. Just like we just talked about. It doesn't matter what we're right now in this same circle when we were talking about guns. The same thing.
So
I'm about to hack my shit next week.
as far as emulators go, yeah, emulators can do that. That's one side of emulators, and then there's the other side of people that actually collect video games and want to own them.
Well, yeah.
And then of course you have the emulator crowd. Now you have one far side of the emulator crowd, and then you have one far side of the collector crowd. The pro emulation are like, y'all are stupid for buying a Super Nintendo when you could just emulate it. You can do that.
I don't think it's
but
stupid. I don't think it's stupid at all.
Trust me. There are some people that will say, "Oh, it's stupid to buy a Sega Genesis when you can just emulate it."
I'm sure they're out
and
there.
But you know what? At the end of the day, when you're playing an emulator, can you really just think of it this way? There's a certain something you get when you hook up an original Sega Genesis to a CRT TV.
That nostalgia.
When you're actually playing when you're playing the real thing with absolutely zero lag. There is no lag at all. Trust me, you will notice. Even with an emulator, you're like, oh no, my emulators are USB control. I use a USB controller. I don't even use a wireless one.
I don't believe that at all.
And it's spot on. No. There is a difference.
Dude, when I emulate, now mind you, I have Marvel vs. Capcom, but when I emulated for the Ouya, all right, when I first did that, I had the same feeling that I had playing that than I did when I played it in the arcade. And that was an emulator. It's not, to me, the experience of whether it's physical or emulated. It's the game.
As long as I can still play it.
That's what it is. It's the game that brings you to it. That's the experience. I felt the same arcade experience playing on my fight stick in Marvel vs. Capcom on an emulated game of it, just like I did in the arcade. It's the feeling.
And I'll tell you. Now, I'll tell you one thing that emulator still can't do. A lot of people are saying emulating is really good. Like, FPGA consoles. FPGA consoles are good, like the ones from Analog. I think the Analog NT, the Mega SG, and all those FPGA. It's like a gray area. There's a gray area in this whole playing games on older games and emulation on consoles. The gray area here is that you're going to have EverDrives and you're going to have FPGA consoles. So on one hand, you have the FPGA consoles where you can actually play old Sega Genesis cartridges on new hardware, and it's still you still have an original, you're still blending that original with modern stuff. And then on the other hand, you have you have EverDrives where you're using an original console with just ROMs loaded on a cartridge, but you're still playing it on actual hardware. So it's a really weird gray area.
I am for everyone trying to find a way to get what they need, no matter what the bounds are. I mean, seriously, I am all for it because you get to people who didn't grow up in our era. They don't have those games that you can find anymore unless you're paying an arm and a leg. Some people can't afford that. If you can find that same game that we always tout up to, keep to, a certain standard, and they go back and emulate, and he's like, wow, this is what these guys had back then. This is great. I'm all for it.
It is. And you know what? Emulation, I think, is a gateway to collecting.
It can be.
Because some people will be just fine with, okay, I'm emulating, that's okay. And you know what? That's kind of falling into owning something that's just digital. Versus, you know what? I like to look at, you can emulate all these games, but you know what? I have these same games, and if you look at my wall and all of my games I have, it looks a lot more impressive when you can actually pull a game down from the shelf and put it in there and play. It's something you really don't get.
The chat is coming for you. They're saying your argument is 100% about 100% authenticity. Your average person doesn't care about that. It's important to preserve, but just to play, your average person can run a game on Redcon 5 and be happy. That's what they're saying.
Yep.
It's true.
Yep. And I'm not disagreeing with that at all. The average person collecting is not for the average person. Collecting is again for collectors. It's for collectors that want to play it on original hardware. It's a bit different. It's just like someone saying someone who makes their own craft beer versus like it's just easier to go to the store and pick up a Bud Light.
I get it.
It's almost the same thing.
I got something to say too.
Go ahead.
Like, if people, like you said, people can't buy the physical games because
they can't buy it or they can't afford it. It's not available. Yeah.
So I say this, like, invest in an EverDrive for whatever old school retro console you got, because I have one for my Game Boy Advance, and it's beautiful, man. Because like most of these games are like arm and a leg. I just spent like a lot of fucking money on some PS2 games not too long ago.
Yeah, and there's certain things that it does have its place, emulation and EverDrives and things like that. I still like to play it on a physical thing. Don't get me wrong, emulation is fun, but I can't. It kind of takes me out of it when I have to. If you have to turn on your computer and it was like this. I mean, I'm playing the game, but you don't get that same kind of feeling. I don't know. You don't get that feeling when
I still get that feeling. You give me a emulated copy right now of SNK versus Capcom 1 and 2, and I'm a happy bear. I don't care. I'm a very happy panda. It doesn't matter if it's emulation or if it's physical. I'm a happy panda.
Yeah, because still on the retro topic, like there's this thing that people are investing called the Mister, which
I heard about the Mister.
Beautiful thing. My friend Beast, I was there when he was building it from start to finish. We tested it out. Shit is fucking great. I'm gonna try to invest on that for more retro stuff.
But here's the thing.
I've heard of the Mister.
When consoles find out, the companies find out that you're getting emulated and they hit you with a cease and desist. Now it comes down to, do you cease and desist? Or do you fire back and say, well, maybe you should make it available so that we can buy it? See, companies don't like to be questioned. They don't like to be questioned.
It's a double-edged sword, though. It really depends, because like the license could be going to someone else. Like WWE, for example, was from THQ and that's gone to different parties, and you got licenses of music and stuff like that.
Man,
it'd be next to nothing you're gonna get.
We know how they are about music over there. We know across the pond, they are rabid about music. To be honest, I don't give a shit. Like, it's not that serious, and they try to make it so much that it's that serious, and they will shut you down just for the music alone.
Yeah, they will. Like that's where like it's so hard to really enjoy
I was reading
certain things
something.
anymore. So that.
I mean, look.
The chat here, Angel Heart said playing Streets of Rage 2 on an emulator meant we could play with our kids. That is interesting that you bring that up because playing older games with the younger generation get them an
It gets them into the
appreciation
hobby.
for
Yes.
Yeah.
the get an appreciation for it because I can actually personally speak on something like this. My ex, she had 3 younger daughters. She had 3 daughters, and one of them we used to play video games together. We actually played Streets of Rage 2 on an actual Sega Genesis, and she was like really, really fascinated by like she's seen it on an emulator before, but when she saw the real thing, it was different because she was like, wow, this is way different than an Xbox controller. Like she was used to like looking at Xbox controllers and a Switch, and she was looking at the big buttons and then the console and having to put the cartridge, you know, I let her put the cartridge in.
You wanted her to get the full experience. That's what it is.
Yeah, and she was thrilled by it.
I mean,
in
it's
fact,
cool, but shit, you can plug up your Xbox controller to the computer and set the buttons and run free. You know,
and run, yeah, well,
exactly.
But there's a lot less. There's set up in different ways, but you know, it is interesting that you bring that up though. But exposing the younger generation to
it's always a good thing.
Games.
Yeah. Look, I put it like this: whatever keeps the younger generation out of trouble. And even if it means video games, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny is with our other daughter, we actually used to play Doom, and she never seen Doom because she's only seen she used to play this girl used to only play Fortnite. Of course, she was all about Fortnite.
Yeah.
She was all about
all
those games.
She met the boss.
And then when we played Doom together, the first Doom, old school Doom. She was thrilled by it. She was like, "Whoa, this game is awesome." She never seen a game where you have to go
Wolfenstein.
No, Doom, old school Doom, not Doom 2016, not Doom Eternal.
Doom Shareware.
But I'm just saying Doom. Yeah, I'm just saying that Wolfenstein. Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to make the connection. That's all.
And she was really, really thrilled by it, and she was commenting how well, you actually have something to do. You know what I mean? You actually have to look for key cards and you have to do all this. And she was just really just taking it. And you know what? That really made me okay, so kids obviously do have appreciation. The graphics really don't matter. It's the gameplay that speaks for it.
Yeah, the gameplay speaks for itself. You don't need big CG cutscenes all the fucking time. I don't know why developers keep thinking that we need movies. We don't need movies. Gameplay is our core. I can sit right now and play Pac-Man and have fun.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't need a blockbuster size budget to make a good game.
You really don't.
Yeah. You don't need no bullshit mainstream streamer trying to sell you on a fucking product.
We just saw that with Among Us. We just saw that. And Among Us did so well, and now it's getting a repackage now. They're going to update the textures a little bit. But other than that, you didn't need anything else. And mind you, Among Us is just pretty much the spawn of Town of Salem. So it's the same thing. Except you're in the space instead of being in a village. That's all it is.
Yeah. The best thing about having an old school console is that you have those games that are classic, like Legacy of the Duelist, which is pretty much like a chess game. And that's just so much fun to play, and I miss those kind of games now because now today games were just getting the same shit over and over again.
They follow the same formula, exactly.
Yeah.
But speaking of formulas, we talked about it not too long ago, and we talked about how the media and how politics or whoever tries to become the news instead of reporting the news. And man, do we have some news for you today. Because Monster Hunter, that's right.
Okay.
This writer, I don't know what they were thinking. Monster Hunter doesn't live up to its movie counterpart. That's right. Let's just wrong. He's wrong. You can't know. You're wrong. He's wrong. You're wrong. He's wrong in all different languages. All together. Even Monster Hunter language, he's wrong.
Nani?
So as far as I'm concerned, you've got to be kidding me that you're saying that the game that originated this thing for Monster Hunter, you're going to tell me doesn't live up to some garbage Resident Evil popcorn flick that didn't even do well? It made what, $2 million? What? Come
Get
on,
the
man.
fuck out of here.
Stop playing with me.
This is
Please
from a
Please
Puerto
say
Rican public writing
I don't give a
news
shit
outlet.
who he is. Whatever outlet it was that we looked at and it made you translate it from. I don't care how you put it in any language. You fucked up on that one, and you should take it down. But then again, this could be. I'm just saying, this could be what journalists want. We talked about this last week about agents of chaos. This is what they do. They take our stuff, they bag on us, they throw it into the ground, they say, oh, it could be better. I like the military aspect of Monster Hunter. So you want to go around and shoot a bunch of guns with against monsters. Okay, if that's the case, then I got a game for you. Go on your PSP, all right? Go get Metal Gear, Peace Walker. Uh-huh. Everybody know what I'm getting at here? No,
fight the Rathalos.
Yeah, exactly. You got your guns. You get to fight Rathalos. That's right. Don't do that.
What you could just do is just get an Xbox One and then play the freaking remastered version of number 3 and play the Shagard and face that.
People who keep making these assumptions about Monster Hunter only because it's the cool thing to do right now, they keep making these things. I think they just want attention. That's all it is.
I don't know. You could play Turok.
You play Turok? Yeah, I mean, yeah. It just, for me, it just seems like it's fucking weird to say I like military shooting, but I want monsters in it. There's plenty of games that do that.
Turok, prime example.
I'm just saying that you have Rathalos and Tigrex and Peace Walker. Go play Peace Walker and shut the fuck up. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I mean, seriously. Like,
this writer was like, well, it's a disappointment because it's, this game could have, instead of it being, the way it is, like, should have been like, like the movie where there's like old destroyed cars and tanks and, and you have regular guns, to go fight the monsters. But then at the end of it, they admit that the game is actually good.
Yeah.
Get the
I don't
fuck out of
give a
here
fuck.
with that cars and
fuck
shit.
him.
And
That's how I feel. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. That's how I feel.
Here's the thing. Motherfuckers these days need to play the original Monster Hunter on the PS2. Then you come back and talk to us.
They talk about EDF. You have plenty of games that are like this. One of the EDFs actually has Godzilla in it.
Yeah,
So So as far as I'm concerned, like I said, it's outrage clickbait, and people are tired of it. They're agents of chaos. That's all they are. They're completely wrong. But you want to know who else is even more wrong? You want to know who else is even more wrong? It's been a while since I said this. EA Games. Bullshit. That's right. EA and their bullshit patent, FIFA, is urging you to play longer. This is a patent that was made in 2016, and they haven't used it yet. But you know how patents go. They're either going to use it or they patent it so that other companies can't use it. That's what they do.
Well, my opinion is that they are trying to do this on Ultimate Team because that's their biggest money earner. They make millions a year from those kind of loot boxes. And the best quote I have heard is Kinder Surprise kind of style. What's the stupid quote? It was something to a Kinder Surprise about loot boxes, and it's just ridiculous that people fall into this trap.
Yeah.
Every fucking time that when a game comes out with FIFA, it's never good. Career mode sucks every fucking time because they now focus on that. They always focus on the online aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And
exactly.
It sounds like Madden to me.
It sounds like
it's the same as
any
any
game that
sports
comes
game,
out
to
to
be
me.
Oh, they just got the rights to golf.
Oh,
yeah.
Tiger Woods in every cover.
Fuck Tiger Woods. But I mean, the game hasn't been good since the PS2. But let me tell you something, all right? If you're going to play, let me tell you something, Titus. If I'm going to play like this, all right? If you're going to play any type of golf at this point, it really should be Hot Shots Golf or Everybody's Golf. They're the only two golf games that are actually enjoyable these days. I don't want to play
like a
real
Mario
golf
Golf
game
coming
anymore.
out at some point?
Unless you throw the Happy Gilmore type style stuff in it, I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I really don't care. I mean, Mario Golf too.
Your hole. Go in your hole.
Yeah. You gotta give me the funny shit. If you don't give me no funny shit that you can laugh at yourself at, then there's no point of playing fucking golf. I don't like golf.
Last of Us Part 2, Golf Simulator.
Yeah, I don't even like it. Fuck golf in general. Yeah, I'm saying it because I'm sorry, but For a person that has played football, who has played basketball, who plays hockey, who plays everyone else, boxing, you fight in boxing and MMA, you're going to tell me that I need everyone to be fucking quiet so that I can make sure that I hit this ball?
Yeah, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to get a putt here, man.
That is fucking bullshit and you know it, alright? Dude,
Imagine if you
I
went...
can't concentrate with my fucking flannel pants on. No, I'm not trying to hear my little fucking cardigan vest. No, fuck that. All right.
That's why I love going so much and stuff.
Tennis can be fun if you got the right tennis. Yo, that Sonic game, that Sonic tennis, that was a fun game. I mean, back in the day,
yeah.
There's certain things that you can and make it fun if you have a funny type of quirkiness to it. NFL Street, NFL Blitz, you know what I mean? NBA Street, I'm sorry, NFL Blitz. There's another one that you can just go over with and say, hey, this is fucking fun. But when you try to make something so real, like Flight Simulator real, then no, I don't want nothing to do with you. I want nothing to do with you. You know, I still have problems playing Top Gun on the NES and trying to land that airplane on the aircraft, and it always blows up. You think I'm ready for a Flight Simulator? No. Yeah. See, listen, we're not rich enough to play golf. Yeah, we're not rich enough around these parts.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. Not only that, people, but what Odinson was saying about gambling. Here's something that y'all don't know. We play an ESL partner with 1xBet or 1xBet, however you like to say it. Okay? That means the troublemakers are coming into your games now. The real troublemakers. The people who actually gamble. We're talking about the bookies now. We're talking about Vegas.
And people don't understand that how dangerous it's going to be is that
dangerous.
they're going to deliberately fuck you over.
That is very
for no
dangerous.
reason. Yeah.
It's already bad
Especially
enough
like with
that
thousands upon thousands of pounds going to be wasted.
I mean, look, we already got problems with people touching kids. We got problems with people raping women. We got enough problems as it is in the gaming community overall, making up scams and shit and carrying on. Now, y'all getting ready to get the real shit. Y'all getting ready to get the real gamblers, the real bookies, the people that'll probably rig shit just to make sure they win.
The world poker people.
Y'all getting the real people now. I'm just letting you know. Yeah, and they saying, forget swatting. People gonna come to your house and break some kneecaps. That's what they're gonna do.
Where my money?
They're gonna find a way. They definitely gonna find a way. This is very
Give me back my money, bitch.
It's extremely dangerous. And I'm just hoping that people fight against this. Y'all have to understand, the only way that y'all can stop this is by speaking up. And I hate to say this, but dogpiling works. I hate to say that.
I'll say go and speak to your local legislator and speak to your
local legislators don't give a
minister
shit
and stuff. Yeah,
they don't care.
Yeah, that's true. Like the gambling
I can tell you
commission
right
stuff
now.
help.
Listen, it's just now starting to hit here with the whole gambling thing. They're starting to play the commercials on TV and shit, and they don't give a shit.
It's starting to happen now.
Yeah, we're starting to get that now. So
yeah, we got it.
But aren't they about wanting to protect the kids though? So maybe if you bring that up, that might fix it.
Wait, did you say the kids? They don't give a fuck about the kids. They never did. And that's the thing. These companies know. Like I said, EA has been investigated how many times for this very same thing?
Oh hell, they've had so many internal investigations happen.
Just the loot box genre in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
2K had that problem not too long ago too, with their 2K cards. They have setups. This is not going to get any better no time soon, unless you speak up.
Look, the game industry is starting to get probably the most corrupt, but at the moment it's
and they don't see gamers as people.
List.
That perception out there that all gamers are weak. They still believe that shit.
Yeah, it's. And also, we also been told, like, there was a game convention a few years back about gaming whales and how people will spend and how they trick them into getting to that. So they know how they're getting into you. That's their selling pitch. They know in that if you're going to give them X amount of money, they don't give a shit about you.
Nope.
Realistically, they don't care you get banquet or anything.
Exactly.
They don't care.
That's what this patent that EA had put out for back in 2016 was to make the game more difficult on the fly, so it would entice you into using their microtransactions so they can make extra money off of you.
Yeah, I'd even fancy
And this
something.
patent just got approved.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's crazy.
the problem is that, like, even with loot boxing, like, there is pushback here. I know there's some like Belgium has said straight up we're not having it. They're not having it, and they're suing EA over that.
And they should.
But yeah, I think this needs to be a more.
But don't forget about it, Odin's son.
Yeah.
It's a surprise mechanic. They're not loot boxes. They're surprise mechanics.
They're like
Yeah,
Kinder Eggs.
surprise mechanics.
Oh, Kinder Surprise.
Superstar. That's what they're giving you right now. They really
yeah.
giving you the superstar accent. Superstar. That's what they're giving you.
Yeah.
God.
It's like fucking.
And you know what gambling, just to let y'all know what gambling, the government gonna want their piece too.
See,
Yeah, that's the problem we're having at the moment. That even if they pass a bill against this, it's going to be where we're going to get taxed for the games going forward, because the game companies ain't going to fucking tax us.
Yeah, the game
They're
companies
going
tax us.
to tax us.
Yeah, they gonna want their piece. They want their pound of flesh just like everyone else. But speaking of pounds of flesh, I believe we need to talk about one G4. Curious Doom? You want to start this off?
We can do that next, but we skipped up Genshin Impact.
Oh, y'all want to talk about Genshin Impact? Okay, fine. Let's have this Genshin Impact. Thank you for reminding me. Genshin Impact. Apparently, they are boycotting Genshin Impact. Now, look, I put it like this, man. All because of, again, race issues. We just saw this with D&D, did we not? Did we not see this? And now...
Yeah, with the orcs.
Yeah, with the orcs. And now they're trying to say that, because certain people, like, look, I put it like this. Anytime that you get to a point where you start looking at people, all right, and you say, well, they're brown skin, therefore they are black, or they're orcs, therefore they are black. This is what I think of you. Y'all should know better. The price is wrong with that. There's something wrong with you. And again, like I did last week.
Chocolate! Chocolate! Chocolate!
I cannot believe that we have to keep doing this. Every time I turn around, well, the orcs are green, but they're black because they're disenfranchised. Bullshit. You're a racist. That's what it is. The same thing with Genshin Impact. These are still, again, fictional characters. Why do people have a problem with this?
Okay, they're talking about fictional characters.
Fictional characters before they stand up for real people.
It's a bunch of people being upset just to be upset.
Yep.
That's really what it is.
I just don't get it. I don't understand it.
It's probably because of the popularity in it, and it's just like, oh, well, I'm triggered too. Like people who have problems
I'm triggered. You're triggered. Let's get triggered together. Touch my devil trigger.
Let's get triggered together.
Man, get the fuck out. Come on,
look,
man.
Look. Fine, just be triggered with me, okay? I have
you?
problems. I mean, you have problems. Like, Cody, can you join me as well?
Bang,
We'll
bang,
have a trigger party.
touch my devil trigger all day. Pause.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Bang,
understand,
bang.
man.
All
Bang,
on
bang.
onlyfans.com/.
Yeah, right? Like,
Well, these are the same people, I guess, that like, how is it going to be? They're fictional characters, but I guess there's those people that say Piccolo is black.
Okay, they're talking about
Like,
fictional
like,
characters. Fictional characters.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they're fictional characters, but I mean, I don't know, man.
it just doesn't sit well with me. And you think they would have learned from the D&D fiasco, and they still haven't. They still haven't. What is it going to take for them to pretty much shut the fuck up?
Exactly.
Well,
Seriously.
I don't know.
just throw in the chest, throw in the army or something like that.
Like, I don't have a problem with Genshin Impact. It's a gacha game, for waifus.
Yeah.
It's waifu
If
fight.
somebody wants to play it, play it. More power to you. I don't care.
We're back to the Korean booty sluts again, aren't we? This is where we're back to. It's waifu fighting. It's you and I pick my waifu and we have fun. That's what it is.
9 times out of 10, people don't really care about the game. Like, they only care about the Korean booty sluts.
It's not even that. The way these people are going off, I don't even think they care about the game or the booty sluts. They just care about being outraged.
It's outrage culture. They don't care. Like
33
Was the Korean
percent.
Let me a Korean slut.
Like, I just don't understand anymore, guys. Like, this is not what gaming is. Not every game has to be politicized. Not every game has to be put on that pedestal. Well, this is too sexual. I guess y'all didn't see the shit we had back in the day, huh? Like this is nothing. This is easy. This is light work.
You want to go back? Let's go all the way back to the Atari age. Let's go back to Atari.
Oh,
No, that's
Atari
too
porn
old.
games.
I mean, I just.
Let's go back to the live mocap arcade games, the old side-scrolling beat-em-ups. Live mocap.
You could give strippers money and make them 3D, and they showed them. And I remember that.
Yeah, we've seen everything. You're absolutely right. We have seen everything from people becoming, what are they? The VTubers. We've seen people decide they want to have OnlyFans with animated characters to take money from real women, and they get all mad. Like, we've seen it all so far. And I don't understand where this falls in to say, I'm so outraged that I need to boycott this game.
Yeah. Like, again, there's no need for that. It's the same argument that I said with Ghost of Tsushima saying it's all racist. When they actually did their research and actually got
Thank
people.
you. Yes.
I mean, to sum it all up, though, I mean, like, the Genshin Impact boycott it's bullshit.
Yeah.
There's nothing to see here. Move along.
Yeah, that's what it is. Move along. Move along.
Enjoy your Korean booty sluts. Move
yes,
along.
please enjoy what you like. For real, enjoy what you like. Now, can we get the G4? Can we get G4?
Yes.
I'm waiting for this, baby, y'all.
Right, let's get to the
I've been waiting for this one. Let him have it, dude. Let him.
Okay. Go.
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for?
Dude, no, yeah, right. Is it me you're looking for? Is it T you were looking for? Is it T? I'm just.
I thought we were going to do the Richie thing. Where he goes, I see it in your eyes.
It's all good.
I'm about ready to have my grievance with G4.
He had to get away. He had to get up and walk away for a minute to come back. He's like, all right, I'm ready. He's ready. He's ready now. Go ahead, do your thing. Go ahead. Give him the shots.
All right. So for everybody who remembers watching G4 TV way back when, where it was good, it didn't have any trash TV on it. It was a great show. So, sometime back, maybe about 2-3 months ago, they decided to reply to me from a comment I had made 8 years ago on YouTube.
You hear that? A comment from 8 years ago.
Damn, you must have said something offensive.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is 8 years ago that they decided to just now decide to reply to me. And my comment from 8 years ago was what I had said. I go, for me, G4 died as soon as they started airing content not related to gaming. The fond memories of Cheat and Arena.
Yep. And what did they say?
Okay, so
come on, give them a shot.
The reply that they gave me was, "Hello, K-20002, my sweet summer child." Just let that sink in.
Creep alert.
Not
Stranger
just a creep
danger.
alert, but he's also trying to demean him already.
Yeah, he's trying to give me trying to give me a backhanded comment.
Yeah.
He goes, as you may have heard, the G4 network is coming back later this year. He goes, that's 2021 if it takes you as long to read as it did for us to reply to it. Okay.
All right.
He goes, point is, as much as we appreciate this bootlegger uploading our old content for you to see, you need to check out the new content over on our official YouTube channel. Sincerely, your G4 pals. No. Fuck you.
Give it to him. Nah, you just can't be like, fuck you, give him some more. If not, I'm going to get
I'll
him.
tell you something, brother. That piece of shit, I'm going to body slam him in a fucking ring, and I'm going to beat the shit out of him. Come on, just Hulk up, Chris. You do it, man.
Come on, you're supposed to Hulk up on this
Fuck
one,
him
man.
up, man. Come on, fucking kick him in the nuts. Tell the crowd that they're all a bunch of bitches and fucking beat the shit out of them. Come on, you can do it, man.
But you sure as hell gonna respond to me to respond to a really old ass comment I had made, and I'm gonna stick to that comment that I made because that's ultimately what it's gonna turn into again. it's gonna turn into trash.
I
And I think it already is trash. Granted, I've only barely looked at their channel, but I didn't really watch anything. But it's already garbage as it is.
Isn't
you get in my
Xavier
face
Woods
with that, I'll
meant to be
beat
the
your goddamn
person
ass, you son of a
doing
bitch.
G1
You piece of shit.
or some
You
some
fucking
shit? I know he
goddamn
said
fucker.
something along those lines.
You haven't released your hate enough. You haven't reached tranquility. Let me help you.
I'll do it for you, Joe.
G4,
I'll do it.
let me help you. G4. The fuck was you thinking coming in from a comment from 8 years ago to call someone a bootlegger? What was you thinking? Did you really think that shit was hot when you posted it? G4, what was you thinking bringing in Austin Creed like he was going to be your savior after he done ditched the FGC? What was you thinking trying to bring back Morgan Manjaw and Cokehead Sessler? I'm trying to figure out, G4, who are you going to bring in? Dorito Pope again? I don't understand.
Oh, fuck.
Come on.
Mind you, I'm not the one being called a bootlegger. This was Alpha Omega Sin being called the bootlegger.
Shit!
Oh, what?
They call Alpha Omega Sin the bootlegger. He got a whole rack in his background of video games, but he the bootlegger. Okay. I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Fucking.
G4, you need something. You do. And it may be of the powdery kind. But as far as I'm concerned, some of y'all need to get y'all act together because some of y'all, whoever the person is who is controlling that account, they got issues. Now, do you want to upgrade on that arena, G4? Huh? Because we can battle it out. Anytime. Any place. Anywhere. I don't care.
Well, I'm definitely the unofficial up, down, down champion because I claimed it. So.
I don't know.
Like,
that's definitely one way of getting somebody to not go watch their channel by leaving a comment like that.
Yeah,
that's kind of sabotaging yourself.
Did the absolute opposite.
I need healing.
As far as I'm concerned, G4 has hurt themselves so fucking bad with their so-called, advertising. Who the fuck wants to see it? Everyone you got on your roster's busted. Like, come on, man. I mean, should we really get into Austin Creed? I mean, we saw what he did to the Divas title, did we not? Oh, that's not the That's the guy we want, though. Vote for me. Fuck you.
Austin Creed, the same dude who can't even fucking do a good tag team match in fucking WrestleMania.
Now you're talking about a man's job, but...
No, I will fucking put him out. He's a fucking overrated piece of shit. I'm fucking fed of him every fucking time I have to see this fucking dude giggle and laugh on his fucking YouTube channel when there's fucking people suffering in the fucking community. Where the fuck is he? He's claiming all this shit and crying about fucking... Oh, some of y'all crying about Mia Yim winning the fucking champion. Who gives a flying fuck about a fucking fake title? This over fucking weird piece of garbage. And if you want him as your host, good luck because he can suck my dick. Just like anyone else who fucking worships his fucking dick, he can come down and suck on mine. Fuck off. He's overrated, just like the rest of the fucking community who supports him.
That's meat transcendence, meat enlightenment, Curious. Dude, we're waiting for you, dude. It's supposed to be your spot.
And I thought I was going to say all that shit, but Ben beat me to it.
I don't give a shit. Reword it. Go. Fuck it. That's how I feel.
That's how you got a problem with, goddammit.
No, that's
But yeah, so anyway, my final thing is G4 can go fuck off for all I care.
God damn it, Joe.
That's the shot in the dark right there. Fuck off. We got better things to do. We got better things to do. Yep. Speaking of better things, do y'all want to tackle this issue today? Y'all still want to tackle this issue? What's next?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right.
I think it should be addressed.
Speaking of better things and better days, we want to talk about mental health real quick. Talk about different issues with everyone. Depression, how you cope, how you deal with things. What brings you back from out of that? Who wants to start?
Ben, do you want to go?
Yeah, Ben,
I'll do it. Fuck it.
Go ahead, man.
I'll go after Ben. I'll go after Ben.
So you want me guys to go first?
You go first, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
So pretty much, I've had mental health problems since I was age of 16. Well, probably even sooner than that. When my nan died at age 14 years old, not dealing with the issue properly, getting bullied. After that time, dealing with no friends and stuff like that. So I was down. Fast forward about 16 years old, I would have probably ended my life. which is a serious subject, which I don't like to talk about it, but
you don't listen.
I'm going to be honest because
you can be honest, but no one's going to force you to say anything you don't want to say.
No,
Right.
I'll say it because like I don't care anymore, man. I'm past that point, but
Go ahead.
like I dealt with the issue the best I can. I think the things I say in my life was wrestling, gaming, and anime, so I'm never going to betray them like that. But fast forward that, I tried different things. I realized I had it when I was 26 years old. So it's been like trying doing drugs that none of them worked. I've tried everything I possibly can, like meditation. I've tried things like ASMR that people recommend, but it doesn't work. The best way that you can handle yourself is to really find your zone. And that's easier said than done. Like, find the things you enjoy, but not use it as a crutch, because that's not going to tackle the issue. And try and love yourself every day. It's weird to say, but you really need to find that taste of yourself and improve it every day. Just say like a compliment to yourself. Find something positive about yourself and go forward the best you can. But coping, it can comes and goes. Some days you will pull, I feel like crap, and I try my best to mitigate that. And I think doing something outdoors usually helps a lot as well to de-stress. But yeah, it's just find yourself and enjoy your life the best you can. But just don't let yourself be told that you need to suck this up. Please seek help. Please see a doctor. Please see a therapist, and do something about it. Don't let it bottle up. And please, men, especially the girlfriends, the sisters, the mothers, please look after your significant other when it comes to man, because they need the help when it comes to mental health.
Men need.
There's help out there for everybody.
Yeah, it's. No, go ahead, guys. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say to piggyback on the piece.
You sound a little far away, bro. You sound a little far away.
Yeah, you sound like you're far away.
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, we're better now. Here's what I have to say about this is that he's right about self-love and all of this, and the reason why I say that is because there's no one that's gonna look out for you other than yourself. You're the one. You're always going to be number one. No one else is. You can never depend on anyone but yourself. You have to be able to love yourself before you can actually commit to any kind of relationship, whether it be friendship or a relationship. You have to really be able to be like, you have to build yourself up, because you're the only person you're ever going to be able to depend on. Don't matter if it's it's a family or a best friend. It's always going to fall back on you. So it's okay to be selfish in that sense. You got to take care of yourself first, because you can't pour from an empty cup. If people are like, man, you seem really down, they're like, you know what? And if you seem a little bit distant, and you're like, look, man, I'm just working on myself right now. But just tell people what's up. Like, hey, I'm just working on myself right now. That's it. And your true friends will be like, all right, I understand, I get it, it's cool. And then move on. But you gotta sometimes you gotta take yourself out of it for a bit, pick yourself up, and then get right back out. But me, I've been through my own fair share of things. Usually it's relationship wise, but always bounce back from it. I'm never the one to stay down like really for that long. I never let depression like really fully take over me. I can't say I relate entirely, but again, when I am in those dark places, I do say I look inside and say, I got this. I'm gonna take care of myself. I'm not gonna, I'm just gonna do what I do to cope, whether that's play video games, takes the edge off, maybe hang out with some friends. Do what you can. I've never been to a psychotherapist before. I don't think I've gotten to that point yet. But just like Odin said, if you need that, don't be afraid to do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Take a step. There's only you. So that's basically what I have to say about that.
Who's next?
All right. Well, for me, my depression started actually the day I was born, because I got abandoned by my mother, me and my sister. That's how it all started. Like, since growing up, I've been dealing with a lot of shit. Like, people, trying to, get at me and shit like that.
Yeah.
And the way I cope with stuff, I usually I like to build Gundams and stuff. That's my way of coping with stuff. But I'm just happy, that I have friends like my boy Panic Shadow, Event, the crew here, and my family and stuff like that. But I know people are gonna hate me for saying this since I'm gonna bring it up. But the whole thing with Etika, man. Like, I've been dealing with depression all my life, and it had to take a somewhat famous YouTuber to make mental awareness. Like, what the fuck?
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Now, with that said, I personally felt that the audience, his audience, pushed him into doing that. They kept egging it on. He was to start fighting cops and shit, and they were just like, "Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, keep going." And I didn't like that.
Because they thought it was an act.
They thought it was an act. I didn't like that. I felt it drove him more insane.
Yeah.
I think the seriousness of that situation is I think there's some truth to that. I think I think he got pushed into it by and I'm not gonna say it's Keemstar who did that, but
no, not Keem.
I think some of his fans did hint at him doing it.
Yeah, I believe that too.
His fans, yeah.
I believe that.
There's so much to where we don't know what happens to a mental health, and again, we're still in the phase of not even understanding it enough. We don't even understand the brain enough, how it functions. So it's difficult to pinpoint where to get it out and where to go back to the best point. But when it comes to Etika, I do feel sympathetic towards that because no one should lose a loved one like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You also have to look at it too, Ben. He was, having cries of help, but yet when people would offer to help, he would turn them down.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, but
that's natural.
Even with that,
that's
I couldn't
natural,
beat those Etika.
That's natural.
When it comes to that, even then, trust me, I have asked people have tried to help me, and I'm telling them to leave me alone.
Yeah,
because I'm very socially anxiety as well, so I don't like being near people for a certain amount of time. So I have to be by myself. That's why, if I randomly leave a group, which I have done multiple times in the Gundam crew, I need to be left alone so I can just get things done. And it's nothing ever personal with the crew or anything. It's just to do with me.
Yeah, you got to work on yourself.
And that's understandable.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like
so,
you were leaving. Like, I knew already from the jump. I was like, all right, he's probably say it's got. It's cool. I get it. And I just knew from the jump that something was up. You got to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
Did you have anything else to say? Add to that, Cody?
This has to be said. Like, I never hated Etika. No, never had no problem with him. I have a cousin that likes his stuff.
I think that no, I don't think anyone's going to accuse you of that. I don't think they will.
No.
I mean,
yeah, but here's the thing: why does it have to take someone that famous to make mental awareness?
To it? Yeah.
Yeah, mental awareness been around since forever. Like, I've been dealing with depression all my life, and honestly, I never saw no one come to help me like that. But like I said, yeah, lucky I got my friends and family. That's why sometimes I hate the media and bullshit like that. Like, again, I never hated Etika. I just never liked his stuff. I'm being real though. I never liked his stuff. Just to be real.
It's a big topic and it's a big
it's
thing.
Okay. It's okay not to like someone's stuff, but not wish death on them. I mean,
yeah,
like I said,
exactly.
This is what I'm saying. It's like I don't think anybody with even half a brain would take this conversation you're talking about right now and say, "Oh, he hates Etika." I don't think that. I don't see that even remotely being close to true. So
even with lockdown, if we want to go back to that is of course also posed a huge kind of wins, and no one at the time took that seriously about mental health, and now they're trying to say they're kind of shit.
Yeah, we're seeing it.
Yeah.
Hey, Doom, you
And that's
got
why
it.
suicide rates are beyond to compare, and like sexual assault victims getting risen and shit like that.
Doom, you
Yeah,
got
So
it.
it's a serious issue that we need to tackle.
Yeah, like the only reason I said that though, because you got people like that Jay Kusanagi motherfucker that likes to.
You can't.
Like I said, I know him personally and shit, and you know, he might come up with some bullshit, so that's why I had to let that be known.
No, like I said, then he's a fucking idiot if that's the case. Because I mean, we're talking serious here, and there's no way anything you say I can take as, oh, he hated Etika, so therefore he wanted him to be gone. I don't see that. I don't.
Yeah.
It's okay not to like somebody's content and not wish death on them.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's one thing I'll never do: wish death upon somebody.
Yeah, that's where the line where people come to where they need to be sent to a psycho ward. If you're wishing death on people like that, it's ridiculous and childish.
Exactly.
But as I said, like, if anyone needed help or anything, please go and don't just go to the charities. Like, do your research on things, and if you're really in a bad state, please go to a mental ward or something. Don't just tackle this alone. It's not something that you should do. And speak to someone if you can. Don't have to go to a doctor if you don't want to.
Hey, Doom, you got something to add, Doom?
For the longest time, like I've always, dealt with like, depression or sadness or something like that. It's usually like it's kind of gone through when I lost both my grandparents. And work stress related stuff. Like when I had my job, it's like I would always come home to unwind. I would just play a video game or watch YouTube or something like that, and to get my mind off of that, that stuff. And it's what's kept me sane so far. I mean, sure, I lost my job because of, COVID and as part of it. And then on top of that, the company making, some not so great decisions.
Yeah.
And, it's been kind of rough because I feel like I haven't been able to really catch too much of a break. But, to alleviate that, I turned to video games, and it relieves my stress.
No, I know. I get what you're saying. I mean, I believe that I have been an open book my entire time I have been on YouTube, and you can see it if you look. You can see it on my face when I talk about certain topics or certain issues. You can see it. I'll say this: reinvention. I've learned from everything that if you can reinvent yourself, you can come out of it. It's a tough thing to do. It's a very tough thing to do. But like y'all said, everyone has a hobby to keep them preoccupied so that they don't think about things.
One thing I did want to add though is also someone could be struggling and you don't know it, and you think they're struggling with something mentally. It's really hard to define, like, who are you to define what is a struggle. Because at the same time, and I'm speaking from my own personal experience, because a lot of people tell me, like, and I hear this a lot, is like, me growing up, everyone's saying, well, how are you depressed, or how are you like this? You had a great growing up. I mean, yeah, I had both my parents were married, they're still together. I was raised in a 2-parent household. I was the youngest child out of 3 older sisters. And everyone was like, well, you were spoiled. I mean, yeah, my parents did take care of me pretty well. Like I said, for my birthday, my parents gave me a house. They've given me my vehicles when I first graduated high school. They gave me a vehicle. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that just because I feel a certain way, like, well, you shouldn't have to because you had all this other stuff growing up. So, you don't, how are you depressed? How are you struggling with things? There's other stuff going on that, that can affect someone. So it's not so easy to say, like, what someone's struggle is. Just because they grew up in a broken home doesn't mean someone that grew up in a healthy household, you know, what would be considered a healthy household, wouldn't have any kind of mental health issues. So you know what I mean? It just really comes in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
Yeah, it pretty much is, and plus the added factor of when it comes to that, it's someone who could be just joking around because seriously have mental health issues and you don't know, because they're trying to hide it. So you never know who has it. That's why it's best to try and.
Yeah, you can't just come in, kick in the door, like, all right, yeah, who all here has mental health issues? All you?
Oh, there's been times where I've been in really shitty places before mentally, and none of my roommates ever known. Trust me.
You can hide it, yeah.
Especially Doom here. Especially Doom here. There's plenty of times even recently you wouldn't have known.
Yeah, it can definitely hide it, and that's the thing. When something happens, then somebody says, well, I never suspected him to be that way, or I never saw anything that, you know, would tip it off. Yeah, because you're masking it so well that no one would know. You know, you're putting on a show, and you hate the fact in the back of your mind that you're putting on a show. I mean, it's yeah. So I definitely understand that.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, it seems like we covered that pretty well. I mean, we'll see, you know, how that's received. But should we move on to the next one? We brought y'all down a little bit, but now it's time to bring y'all back up.
Time to go back. Yep.
You know what that means, right? For those who don't know, adult film star Shauna Rivers says that Man U player Manchester United took $200 he paid her for sex to buy pizza for his friends. That's right. Manchester United.
Yes. Hey, girl, I'm going to take my $200 back from you so I can get some pizza.
I'm trying to figure out, wait, it only costs, for a porn star, it only costs $200? That's it?
That's pretty impressive. I would expect a higher price tag.
Exactly. That is a hell of a deal.
Well, to be fair, she was a Hungarian porn star, so maybe $200 is a lot in Hungary. I don't know, man. I don't know what the.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
The COVID discount. That's what this is right now. The COVID discount to buy the whole team $200 worth of pizza. I'm not even look. His hustle game is strong. I'm not even mad. She should be pissed. She got every right to be pissed right now.
Oh Jesus!
You know what? And I heard, and this is pretty common though. If you look, this is a pretty common thing where some porn stars do work as escorts also on the side in between shoots. You take what's her name? And I'm gonna drop some names. Maybe some of y'all may or may not know.
Wait, go ahead, drop them.
Drop some names. Queen Rogue. Anyone heard of Queen Rogue?
Don't know. Queen
Rogue. She escorts. What was it? Virgo Peridot.
What's her price tag?
She escorts. I think. I want to say. I think Sarah J does too. I think she does.
You said Sarah J. Don't let me look. No, I know people who love Sarah J on my timeline. You tell them that, they going right to her with the money.
Money. No, Sarah J. No, but you know what? And there's a few. A lot of them actually. If you look at, I think their production company is not Woe Boys, but what was that production company? It was Freak Mob Media. Almost all of them are quote unquote sex workers.
You missed an important name on this list.
Yo, Brian, they asked you a question, Angel.
Do you know who you missed?
Huh?
And his name is John C.
Oh shit!
So here's an important question: are there any escort big booty Korean sluts?
Any escort big booty Korean sluts? You know what?
You miss John Cena because you can't see him. That's what it was. All right.
Can I ask you?
No.
I want to know how much this sexy man called Scott Steiner pays for escorting.
He's
I want to give him
paying
a good run.
33 and 1/3. That's what he's paying. Because he's a big bad booty daddy. He ain't paying that much. He's paying 33 and 1/3 of whatever you decided the price is going to be.
Oh god.
That's what
No
it
one can
is.
afford John Cena. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, you can't see him.
Oh yeah. I mean, look. I'm like this.
Hype
I
man.
mean, it's getting to a point
Wait,
now where
he's
girls-
he's escorting?
Oh man, look, I can't believe you actually asked
what?
me that.
I don't know, dog. What the hell, dude?
Well,
Jesus.
he doesn't do recorded sessions, so just to let you know.
But do you see the name of the podcast they had who said this?
Look,
How to
man,
make a
if I was-
fun
if-
podcast.
No,
This
well,
was,
look,
this was
since-
20 years ago. I would have done some stupid shit like that too.
Yo, you know after this,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to tell all my people who watch Sarah J, because, I mean, they always have this fight. I'm going to let them know that she does escorting. And I'm just going to watch the money fly. I'm just going to create the chaos. I don't care.
There's plenty of porn stars out there that do escorting.
Wait,
You'd be really
Dude,
surprised.
They're saying that, you said they bet there's some Chelsea players involved. How much is Manchester United's salary
Budget?
for a team cap? How
They
much
got-
is it?
But they
90K.
obviously got a hooker budget.
I'm just saying, because
I don't know.
don't LeBron throw them some money too? Like,
I think even the
Damn.
standard like Manchester United player for undergrads like 1,000 or something a week or something like that.
see?
But yeah. So it was 200 euros that this dude decided to take back from her. Like I don't know exactly how much that translates to
snatched
though.
the chain from her. He
Maybe
gave her the chain, was
160,
like, nah, give me
maybe.
that back. That's what
Yeah,
he
like
did.
160, 180.
Right? But
That's
since,
all I got.
since
Maybe,
we're
like I
on the
said,
topic, since
Maybe
we're
they
on-
got a hooker budget in there. I'm just saying.
It's
Speaking about-
possible.
like,
Yeah, they probably
speaking about
got
es-
somehow. I mean, I wouldn't be
Now,
surprised.
hold on.
They got
Hold on.
the number cruncher guy. It's like, all right, so
They
we
say,
got
all
enough
right,
for
Mike.
this. We got enough for this. We only have X amount of dollars for hooker.
So pretty
Dollars.
much they took 172 pounds.
Hold
Oh,
on.
100 quid.
That's
Buy the
all
finest
I'm
hooker.
saying. I'm just saying.
Now,
So
now
I
hold
actually
on,
want to join Manchester
hold on.
United now just to get the hookers, man.
Now
Fuck
they're
yeah.
trying to bring in the Chelsea, Manchester
Yo.
United, man.
shit.
Now,
Here we
but
go
speaking about
again.
escorts,
Okay.
though, what about the cosplay thoughts? I mean, I'm sure some of them do escorts too. I mean, you see them.
He
suck dick
he
on
put
camera.
right on the misogyny mask. He went.
Fuck it,
You
they're
know
not
what?
Manchester material.
He went there. He
I'm pretty sure
thought.
they do.
He thought. He
We
did
on the
that.
topic of escorts. So
Of escorts.
what about
How
that?
am I supposed to know? I mean, unless they putting themselves out
what?
there like that. I mean, we knew that the one girl put herself out there like that not too long ago, right? What was her name? The girl who was photoshopping herself. I forgot her name. That's how. That's how.
Ooh,
long
there's
ago
a
it
lot
was.
of that's almost all of them. What are you talking about? They all
This girl,
Photoshop
no, this
themselves.
girl, this
Really
girl was
narrowed it
like,
down.
they thought she was a little chubby, so she photoshopped herself. But she had
Which is
some
like
big milkers
CGI.
on her. But yeah, I
Are you
don't know.
talking? Was she the
blonde
Asian
hair
girl?
chick? No, the blonde haired chick. I forgot her name. It don't matter. I don't think it matter.
Oh.
Who cares? It don't matter. But
You
some
know
of them
what?
decide to go that route, and it just ain't working for them. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't there this cosplay? Hold on, wasn't there this cosplay girl that was? It was a long time ago, and she cosplayed, and she was a writer for something, or she was something, and then they found out she was an escort or whatever because she had a tattoo on her butt cheek or something, and then she was either a
Butt
writer
cheeks?
for IGN or she was she was a cosplay chick,
I have.
and
no
then they
idea.
found out.
Go
Oh,
to IG
fuck.
and find them all. That's all you have to do.
No,
There's your
there are some IG
Your
yeah,
sea
most
of
of them on
knowledge.
IG too.
I
Oh,
see my
IG.
fucking. I see my cousin posted on the chat. Shout out to my cousin Kyle Trenton.
Oh, yo,
shit.
the way you broke that up, I was gonna say, what? Your cousin on IG?
The cosplay thoughts. He said you can't talk. Man, how about talk about the cosplay
Like,
thoughts?
no.
Look,
But since
cosplay
Good.
thoughts. They're a whole different league, man.
Yeah, they're in the relegation zone.
I don't know, but I mean,
Look,
there's always going to be that one person still who can get it all done and not take any heat. I mean, really,
OnlyFans is, I feel like, is a gateway to professional porno.
it is. It's
And,
Yeah, pretty
it
much,
is junior
yeah.
high school. It is. It's junior high school.
And that's what it is. Just because he said, what was it? Belle Delphine opened OnlyFans.
Yeah,
And, what's her
she's
name?
one of
The
them.
Cash Me Outside girl opened OnlyFans. Soon as she hit 18, bam.
So
she
yeah,
had
can
OnlyFans.
you now? Here's the
Everybody
thing.
open fans.
Soon as you brought that up, now here's what I got to say. All right, soon as she hit 18, she made over $1 million. How many guys were waiting for that moment for her to turn 18?
A lot of thirsty dudes, man.
Now, I'm not even
They saw
talking
them
thirst.
titties
Now,
on the
you're looking
internet.
at the wrong direction here. I'm not talking thirst. I'm talking she
Predator,
was
you
a
mean?
minor, and they've been thinking about it for a while. Until she hit 18.
Well, a certain person I can't mention. There's your G. There's your J, sorry.
Well, it's the same people that are waiting for the Olsen twins back in the day. You know, they're
Yeah,
like, oh
that's what I'm
count
saying.
down to the Olsen twins
That's
till they
what I'm
turn
saying.
18.
And they're just sitting off in
Count
the
down to
back,
Amanda
just rubbing their
Bynes when
hands
she
together,
turns
waiting.
18.
Exactly.
The same people who was it? Amanda Bynes when she turned 18. Everyone's like, oh yeah,
Here we go. Yeah, exactly.
What?
Got that Birdman on deck.
They was waiting
God,
for
I think
Britney
25
Spears.
is young for me.
They was
Fucking
waiting
Christ.
for Christina
These
Aguilera.
days.
They was waiting for Jessica Simpson. They was waiting for all of them. And it's
Shit,
still up
Britney Spears too.
there.
Yeah.
All of them. All of them.
I don't understand people these
I'm
days.
just
They're
saying,
like crap.
only one has never had their name besmirched. Y'all know that, right? Only one.
Yeah.
There's
All of them
only
has been
one.
pretty much dismissed, haven't they?
There's only one. After all this, there's only one person that still stands true.
Oh.
And his name is John C.
Answer it, man. God damn it. Answer it, you son of a bitch.
God damn it.
But speaking of John Cena, let's talk. Let's move on to WrestleMania. Okay, WrestleMania.
What, the rain screen job?
Yeah, look, I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. I only saw the first night of WrestleMania, and I barely paid attention to that shit. Never give up, fam. Never give up. I'm just saying.
Loyalty.
No,
I didn't even have any idea WrestleMania was happening. It's been so long since I watched wrestling.
Oh no,
Yo,
WrestleMania sucked
it
this
was
year.
so bad. I was like, why am I watching this? What is the point? Last week should have been a wrestling fan's dream. 60 hours worth of wrestling content in a week.
And a lot of it was shit.
Between all the cross brands and different federations,
Yeah.
60 hours of wrestling. Last week was their week. And they dropped the ball hard on this one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah and no. Like I'll say like there's been some good matches there, but a lot of them were stale as fuck, which I agree with you. It wasn't a good pay-per-view at all. And standards that even last year's was better.
It was so bad. And I'm just like, listen, I didn't even watch Sunday. I watched Saturday and was like, the fuck am I watching? Why am I sitting here watching this shit? I mean,
I'm the one
free,
who suffered
but
Sunday. Thank you, event.
I'm just saying, just because it was free doesn't mean it was good to watch. I'm just
It
saying.
wasn't free for me. I had to pay £10 for this shit, so I'm
You
fucking
paid
mad.
for it. Oh, they got
Yeah.
you. They got you. They're taking you out back right now.
Yeah, they're like, hey, do you want to go to China? You have to do something about your backside, boy.
Shit.
That's the video.
Jesus.
But yeah, like I'm so fucking mad. Like, if anyone don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning for me is late,
Yeah.
and
You're
I'm waiting
5 hours
half a
ahead.
fucking hour because
Yeah.
of fucking rain. Half a fucking hour for rain. Are you fucking kidding me, WWE? And Tony Khan, the piece of fucking shit as well.
It's the
Fucking
only wrestling
trolling.
event I've ever seen have a rain delay. Like it was
Yeah.
baseball.
And I was just laughing at how many people came to a drop kick on night one. It was so fucking funny.
I mean, Bianca Belair versus Sasha was good. That was fun to watch.
I saw the recap for that. That was a good match.
But other than that, I wasn't impressed. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? It was just like,
I
can't
did
do
enjoy
this.
Cesaro versus Seth Rollins by a lot. That was a great match. I loved that match. But
Look, I'm not a fan of. Look, I watch a lot of AEW. I watch a lot of NJPW. New Japan. I watch a lot. Like I watch WWE every once in a while. Yo, I usually after a pay-per-view, I watch Raw right after the next day, that next night after a pay-per-view because it's usually good. They have some good surprises. I didn't even watch Raw. Yeah, I didn't even watch it.
Like, if everyone wants to get like the hints why WrestleMania was bad, and the second night, Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, lost cleanly to Randy Orton by bullshit, in my opinion. Because Alexa Bliss turned bloody, and the following night in Raw.
Shouldn't that have been his time to come back and win at WrestleMania since he set his ass on
Yeah,
fire?
he needed to win.
Yeah, he needed to win.
The whole point, he lost.
He needed to win. Yeah.
He's dead. His character's dead to me.
They keep trying to kill his character, but he keeps reinventing it. So I don't think they're gonna kill it. They can't kill it.
Oh no. On Raw, like they explained
Bray Wyatt needs to go to AEW, son. He needs to be part of the Dark Order.
Yeah, man, because was it Vince? He's always been seeing in the articles lately, man. Like he's been in the headlines a lot.
Yeah,
Bray Wyatt needs to have his own stable. He doesn't need to be in Dark Order.
Vince in general, just not being up to the task of things, or he's stopping people from doing Twitch, or he's stopping people from like it's absolutely ridiculous. Let these wrestlers like AJ Styles was doing a charity stream, and Vince is like, "Nah, fam, you gotta shut that down.
You gotta shut it down. Shut the studio."
Speaking of that match, fucking what the fuck was that? They made AJ look like a baby face in that match.
Well,
what the fuck?
The whole point was to put over the big man.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah, it was put over Omos, but
yeah,
you still turned him heel though.
AJ too good. AJ too good for that shit. He's just too good for that.
He should be main eventing all the time with Drew McIntyre.
You can't have AJ main event all the time. People are going to start saying that's going to get
like even up in McCann matches
stagnant.
Yeah, true.
But then again we had Roman Reigns, so.
Well, you know I mean? Oh, that spot though, I loved the ending for Roman Reigns. So to be honest, where he just Kajetto's Edge and Edge does Brian.
The wrestlers can't even choose their own charities anymore. This is how much they locking down now on them. Like, let these wrestlers be, man. Like,
at least AEW lets them do what they want.
Yeah, they let them do what they want. The way I see it, I don't see any real positive with Vince still around. Like, he's got to go. Because he's making these calls. This isn't Triple H making these calls.
I know. Triple H is not even really involved in WWE. He's more focused on NXT, I think.
Yeah, he's on NXT.
Yeah, he's NXT.
Like, the person who's probably controlling Raw at the moment is fucking Stephanie and Bruce Pritchard, who suck.
Oh, we're not going to Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Look, even just looking at how they did Alexa Bliss's argument with fucking... Oh, I did it because I was scared. Oh no, I'm scared of fucking Bray Wyatt being gone. But I fucking have to on for fucking months, bro. Like, shut the fuck up. Just bring Paul Bearer back for fuck's sake and just say, "Oh, my Undertaker, I'm coming back, Undertaker."
Yikes.
Just do something fucking realistic.
It kind of was like that. I mean, she is kind of the Paul Bearer to his Undertaker. It kind of was like that. I just...
Right. Speaking about Undertaker, Sasha Banks is the new anti-Undertaker. 0-6?
Yeah, pretty much.
She is 0-6 at WrestleMania, isn't she? She's 0-6 at WrestleMania.
Yeah. She got that losing streak.
Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Yeah. I mean, I thought that Sasha was going to lose. That wasn't going to be the problem because I knew that they wanted, Bianca to have her first, win at WrestleMania. Make it a big impact, a big moment for her in general. I kind of figured they were going to do that. But Sasha being 0-6 at Mania is not a good thing to look at right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's really, and like even the crowd saying, Vince got to go, Triple H need to take over. Even if he took over, I still think there would be issues. I still think there'd be a lot of issues.
Yeah.
So
the problem with WWE, it has so much corruption that no one understands how bad it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even just to do with wrestling. It's like the Jimmy Snuka stuff, the Benoit stuff, the fucking past drug abusers.
Okay, we might as well get into this.
I'm
going to say it right now. Chris Benoit, Hall of Fame?
No.
No?
I'm saying no based on...
No. I'm talking about your personal thing. Yes or no?
Debatable. I'll say yeah, maybe.
This year's
if
Hall
we're
of
talking
Fame?
about pro wrestling Hall of Fame,
just pro wrestling. I'm not talking about what happened. Just pro wrestling.
Yeah, because he did a lot to contribute to the business. So yeah, because I would say the same thing to Owen Hart.
Well, yeah, Owen Hart, definitely Owen Hart. Chris Benoit, pretty much taking from Dynamite Kid.
Yeah.
I would, and then elevating it with that aggression. I'm just talking from a wrestling standpoint. I'm not talking about what he did with his kid and his wife. I'm not talking about any of that because we all know that's wrong. We all know that.
Yeah, like no one's going to,
We know that's wrong. But
expect that. No.
Hall of Fame, yes. Yes. I mean, if anyone watched Dark Side of the Ring, we knew he had issues. We knew he had 1,000 fucking concussions. We knew that Vince was like, if you leave, someone's gonna take your spot. So that he couldn't afford to take time off, just like Eddie Guerrero couldn't afford to take time off because he would miss his opportunity. That was Vince, and that was that other clown. Who's that other clown who don't look at wrestlers like they're people? That Vince has on his staff. Who was that dude?
Do you mean Talent Relations?
Is it Dunn? Is it Pete Dunn? No,
Kevin Dunn is one of them, and also John Laurinaitis.
Kevin Dunn. Thank you, Kevin Dunn. Kevin Dunn. Him. Yeah. He didn't care for the wrestlers. He didn't give a shit about them. He used them like pieces of meat. He didn't give a shit.
Look, you just got to look at how he treated Becky Lynch.
Owen Hart
saying
fell
that.
from that ceiling, and they said to JR, you got 10 seconds before we go back on the air. And, oh, by the way, Owen died. And 10, 9. That was enough for me. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I still remember watching that live.
So do I. I remember what happened live.
I watched that pay-per-view, too, when Owen fell.
Yeah, we watched. Yep.
I remember
we
that
watched
live.
that. That was. And
that was quite the
ridiculous.
pay-per-view.
But like I said,
Yeah, and guess who blamed saying whose fault it was? 100%.
well, we know what happened. We heard that.
No,
the family
Jim Cornette said Vince Russo was 100% blamed for that.
Well, look, he was.
But it's not true.
Look,
it's the person who fucking made the decision to do
Owen
it.
Hart's family had to go into. They had to go into
Cool,
a
yeah.
lawsuit with WWE. They had all kinds of shit going on. I'm saying you watch them Dark Side of the Rings, man, it show you so much outside the ring that was going on. Eddie Guerrero, of course, he was doing drugs and all kinds of shit. That's what caused him his heart attack. But and he died in Chavo's arms. But it's like, damn,
Road Warriors.
All these guys, they never had really time off, and they knew, and they kept. That's how they got them. Well, if you take time off, someone's going to take your spot.
Even with Eddie Guerrero, I've heard a story that like one show he just fell down backstage. Like after I think Ken Kennedy said it, that he just like he went to the ground, he couldn't move.
Oh my God.
And as soon as he got in the ring, he was able to move.
Jeez.
Like he couldn't take it. Like his body was telling him, "You have to stop."
Well,
and this is where the abuse goes in WWE.
Speaking of
like
stopping,
that's where it's in wrestling in general. If you really look into these things, it's there.
Well,
in your face,
well, still,
pretty much.
Speaking of stopping and in your face, our next topic: the Texas Senate passed a bill making the national anthem mandatory. How does everybody feel about this?
In Texas of all places,
Texas,
you know.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay with it. Like, because I mean, they've done it at every sporting event before it. Why stop now?
Okay.
I mean, it's just
now,
part of the thing.
This is where we are going to differ. Just to let you know, it's not a big thing, but I'm gonna challenge you on this one. Okay. If you don't know, the NFL, the way they did their national anthem and salute to the troops and all that, they did it because money. They didn't give a shit about America. For those who don't know, that is a real thing. All right? Those are facts. Until the whole kneeling thing started. Then it became, now we must do it for the troops and we must do it for America and we're all patriotic. Now it is. Before, no. So, with the MLB, we know that the MLB has done in plenty of cases where they have been very non-American. Okay? I mean, hell, half your talent don't even come from America. I mean, let's be honest here. Right? It is.
Yeah, they come from farm teams like in other countries, like Japan.
Yeah, Japan, Puerto Rico, Cuba, wherever. They get players
Brazil.
who are stars. Hell, half your teams can be Latin most of the time and not even from America. Can't even speak English. But that doesn't matter. America is supposed to be the land of opportunity. Now, many can say that this is very unconstitutional because you cannot tell a private business what to do. Am I correct?
That's where I'm at. Because you can't force someone to make a decision that you don't have to do.
Yeah.
And to put this as a requirement, this is going to lead into future more problems as well.
Exactly. So you're telling a private business now, well, you can't even say a private business because are they publicly a publicly traded business? Are they? I don't know.
What? Which
The MLB.
The MLB.
Are they a publicly traded business? Because if so, then I guess depending on who has enough stock, you probably could do that. You could probably force that, depending on your lobbyist. However, privately owned businesses, you cannot do that with. You cannot make a bill that does that, as it infringes on people's rights. Now, that's the only reason why I say I'm against it. Not because, oh, it's the national anthem. No, that doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. That's
Yeah,
why
I mean, I agree with that. Like, you shouldn't force someone to do the national anthem if they don't want to do it. But apparently, a bunch of senators got together here in Texas and decided, no,
we're going to make
every game has to have the national anthem before a game.
Yeah.
And this is all because of Mark Cuban, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. He wanted to put a hold on the Star Spangled Banner.
Damn.
And the Texas Senate was like, no, we're gonna stop that.
Yeah.
As far
I
as
would
the
expect this
NBA
more in California than fucking Texas.
All because Mark
at this
Cuban
point.
decided to make a move on his own.
Mm.
With
You
his
know,
company.
I think the NBA doesn't China own the NBA? So I see this
China
as
has a
people
lot of
fingers
money
of China.
invested in the NBA. Yes, they do.
So
Yeah, they do have a lot of influence.
Uh,
Like they've poured in a bunch of money into it. Yes.
oh no! You know that was the thing about China too is the whole all the basketball players are speaking out about all this BLM
They'll
stuff.
talk
and,
about everything but
don't
China.
get me wrong.
They'll talk about everything
Everything
China.
but China, yeah,
Yeah.
With the oppression over
Even
there.
LeBron
in
did that. He was like, I'm keeping my mouth shut. Yep. He
With
did.
Hong Kong, and after that, he shut up real quick.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, they're paying our money. Oh, never mind. I don't give a fuck.
Now, here's the thing.
Okay.
Hold on. Now, here's the thing. If they don't play the national anthem, what happens? Fine? Arrested?
Probably a fun.
You get labeled a non-patriot.
You get labeled a non-patriot. So what we're talking about right now is trial by public. That's what we're talking now.
Yeah.
Here's my opinion. Like, what if you're doing a national anthem and no one sings it? What are you gonna do to those people? You're gonna kick them out the building. You're gonna fine them. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You can't force them to do anything.
Exactly.
I mean, shit. Mark Cuban, he can just pretty much, give them the middle finger and and throw a bunch of money in their face and say, "Here, there's my fine."
I can tell you.
Yeah.
You know what I don't like?
Go ahead.
I don't like a lot of the anti-American sentiment that's been going on. Everyone's like, "Oh, America's corrupt," but you know what?
That's what I was getting ready to bring up.
Go ahead, go.
No, I can tell you how many sports events I've been to where the national anthem plays, and nobody, no matter what race, no matter what gender, no one gives a shit. They got their hats on.
Yeah.
They got food there. They're at the concession stand. They don't stop to put their hand over their heart. Nothing. They don't care. But now all of a sudden, everyone gives a shit. I don't understand how that works.
Like,
here's what I say, and this is probably going to ruffle some feathers here. I miss immediate post 9/11 America.
Because everybody was
here's
in
the reason
peace.
why I
Because
say
everybody
that.
was peaceful and everyone was together. Yeah.
Everyone was a patriot at that
Everyone was
point.
a
And you know
patriot.
what? I like that because we all came together. We all, you know what? We're all like, yeah, America is the greatest country in the world.
Wait, but there's,
No,
there's a
that's
price
not-
with that
no.
though. There's a price. There's some questions about that though. Think about it.
Mhm.
Ever since that happened, so how does America treat its veterans?
Oh yeah. Well, I know that
hold on.
firsthand. My
How
dad.
does America treat those firefighters that went in there to help? Those police officers
And the
that went
homeless.
in there to help? How many of them have died from, the asbestos or the dusting and everything from 9/11? Where was America?
A lot of them.
Where was America? Exactly. Where was America to help them? We just saw Jon Stewart not too long ago try to fight for him. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and he lost, didn't he?
and he pretty much. I mean, he had a small.
Yeah,
one, but
the
not
poor guy
much.
got buried.
Yeah, he kind of got buried.
Damn.
So if we're going to talk about patriotism and in sports or patriotism after 9/11, the people who were actual heroes in 9/11, they're dead because they didn't get the right treatment that they needed for years. We're not talking like, oh, we just missed them by a couple months. No, for years. So that's why I'm trying to understand, while I understand your point, what you're saying is because after everything, we were united. We stood next to each other. I can tell you now, being in Genshin at the time it happened, any airplane that was even low, we was looking up in the air. I can tell you that there was no shooting or anything for quite a while in the neighborhood because that was more than enough that we've seen at that time. So I agree. I understand what you're trying to say. But then you have to look at the flip side of what has America done for those people who sacrificed themselves to help others. Mm-hmm. And I haven't seen it. Still waiting.
Yeah.
Still haven't. Like even for the military veterans, back in the day, from like Vietnam and World War II and all that, like they still don't give a shit.
They don't.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Like if you're gonna play one way, you have to treat your veterans, period, and not treat it properly.
Exactly.
So
so
like
trying to force a sports division that well, not trying, they did force because the bill did pass.
Yeah.
So requiring that the national anthem be played before every game here in Texas. And the surprising thing about it is that it's Texas of all places.
Yeah. So
no, that's my problem. It's like if it's an international game, then fair enough, play the national anthem then because it's an international game. But if you're having a home game or something, you decide to go, well, fuck it, I don't want to listen to it, I don't want to do anything, I want to go to the toilet or something. You have a fucking right to. It's the whole point of being an individual. That's why I'm at. But at the same point, I can also I'm a fucking patriot with my country, and I respect people to do the same. Treat your country as it is, because trust me, you could be in a worse country, in a third world country. So be appreciative of what you got.
Well, no, I think we covered that pretty well. I mean, Red Comet, you still here? He's still here?
No, he's out in the living room, I believe.
Oh, he didn't walk.
He went to Newcastle.
A friend came over.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do this part by myself since he's walked off. All right, I'm gonna do this myself. We have a Runback going on here, and he knew this because we talked about this last week. We talked about the new Mutants movie, did we not? And he said, I didn't see it, but it looked bad. I'm here to tell you differently, because I actually watched it a couple days ago. And you know what? Boy, man, it was amazing. It was, now I put it like this. You can tell that it was a lot of horror going on, but they had to dumb it down for some of the action and some of the CG. You can tell. So you're getting a PG-13 horror movie. That's what you're getting, all right? This could have been played on the CW as far as I'm concerned. That's what you're getting. Just a little bit more quality. But man, when they start getting into it, and let me tell you, when Lockheed shows up, yeah, I lost it. Lockheed, she said, you ready, Lockheed? Lockheed said, I'm ready. And they went after, oh man, I'm telling you, if you haven't seen this movie, watch this movie. There's going to be parts that are edited and you're saying, oh wow, well they really shortened that conversation. Oh wow, they really, shorted that guy's emotion, or wow, that scene should have played out longer. You can tell because of time constraints, but this movie could have been it could have been so much better, but it could have been so much worse. So I'm recommending this movie because it doesn't get the credit it deserves as far as I'm concerned. You're bringing new faces to the game. You're bringing new characters to the game. Y'all wanted X-Men. Y'all getting X-Men. That's what y'all getting. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to defend this. I'm going to defend this movie because it's not as bad as people are making it seem.
This is the hill you're dying on?
This is I told you, the line drawn in the sand, hill I'm dying on. I will defend this movie due to the fact that you are getting what you want. You really are. Given the villain that's in this movie, you are getting what is supposed to be happening. Locking them away in a facility where they can go crazy. They're kids that had traumatic problems, and all you're doing is magnifying those problems in their dreams. They wake up scared and terrified. They go to sleep scared and terrified. You're lucky they can even talk at this point because they crazy as shit with powers and you don't know how to deal with them. So what's the answer to that? Kill them. That's the answer. And that's exactly what you're getting. I can't believe that people thought this movie was going to be horrible. I wish they'd have stuck to the horror factor more and they didn't, short it to make a lot of action. And the CG is really good. But, I mean, I really wish it should have been, it should have been R-rated. We should have got an R-rated horror movie out of this. And we didn't. We got a PG-13. But it was a good start. Just like how people didn't know how X-Men First Class was going to be, and it was like, wasn't that bad for a first start. That's what you're going to get with New Mutants. You're like, new faces, new acting, and look, people still buzzing. But I'm telling you, that's what you get. And as far as I'm concerned, that's what you're going to get. I will say this, please, by all means, watch it. And with that said, fellas, what's your weekly picks for this week?
Yeah, let's get it on.
Go ahead.
I can recommend. It's a fairly old anime. Watched it a long time ago, but it's called Jubei-chan, Samurai Ninja Girl or something like that.
Okay.
That's a classic. It's really nice. It's fun to watch, and it's got a little bit of comedy.
Anyone else?
I'll go first then, because, as a guy, I gotta, put myself over, but no, not joking. I just want to recommend 2 YouTubers and movie franchise, because we talked about it behind the scenes afterwards. One is going to be, can you guys check out my boy Grave Walker? I don't know, let's go find his number. Grave Walker 61 on YouTube. He's a dude who's been playing Avengers with us now and again, so go and check him out on the YouTubes. And to also check out Kay, who also the same thing, is a good friend of mine, and we talk quite often. Oh, goddamn, it's freaking music on. Goddamn it, no. His YouTube channel's called Kazmaru05. And my movie that I recommend everyone to watch is Hot Fuzz, because that movie's awesome and you should watch it.
All right. Anyone else?
Yeah. For those that live in New York or just want retro stuff in general, I know 2 good places. My boys at Brooklyn Video Games in Brooklyn, they got all retro stuff. And another place, Video Games New York, they also do online deliveries. And Brooklyn Video Games also has an eBay, so you can check them out if you want some retro stuff. Shout outs to both of those stores.
Okay. And since Red Comet isn't here, I guess I should go, huh?
Yeah,
Watch New Mutants.
He's out there in the living room right now.
Watch New Mutants.
He checked out.
Yeah, he checked out. Knowing that we were supposed to do this. Watch New Mutants. I'm just saying. Okay? With that
I
said,
got something else to recommend.
Go ahead.
One more.
Go ahead.
Watch it. Get this downloaded everywhere, baby.
Excuse me?
Download this podcast everywhere you go and listen to it.
No. We're not going to force anyone to do anything. That's what we do.
Yeah, I'm the man you want to do it.
Get shot. Get shot.
Event. Madman said, I suggest Korean booty sluts. Yeah.
I suggest them too.
Yeah.
Korean booty sluts. Do the math, because I'm the big bad booty daddy. That's exactly what should be done. That's how I feel. Right? No Asian hate.
Oh, God.
It
That's quite the recommendation.
It has been fun. It has been great. I hope you all have a good week, and we'll come back next time. That's all we got for today. But I want to thank y'all for coming out and listening to us. I know we had some serious issues, that we addressed. We took y'all on the roller coaster. We went up, down, up again, down. We just kept going. So it should be interesting to see the reaction to gauge from this. But this will be up on Apple iTunes. This will be on SoundCloud. This will be on YouTube later in the week. You won't have to worry about it. I got y'all covered. Until next time, we will see y'all later. Y'all be safe. Y'all take care. We out.
Love ya.